Welcome back to the Tokyo Fresh Podcast, only on the Tokyo Beat Network. My name is David, and I'm here with Jordan.
I'm back.
Oh, it's been a long time. God, okay, like, how long has it actually been?
Let me think. 3 weeks, almost a month, maybe? Almost a month. Probably the longest break we've taken from doing a little podcast in a
I think
while.
so, yeah.
It all sort of added up this way, honestly. It was, what was it? You moving house first?
Yeah, it was definitely at least 2 weeks because I was gone for 2.
Yeah. So it was these 2 weeks. You moved house.
Yeah.
We're in David's new place currently.
You'd never know because now I've replaced a white wall with a white wall.
My angle's changed.
I mean, it has. You have a bag.
I am. Oh, good point. Yeah. I'm no longer in a. You're still technically unpacking. So.
Yeah, you have space now, actually.
Bro.
I think it's funny that even with all the shit that's out of frame of the camera, you
So much
still have
space.
more space than my last
Way more
house.
space. David's last house. I'm gonna explain the setup for the last place. So it's basically all the wires would be hooked in, but to get to my seat, I'd have to basically crystal maze through wires to get to
No more of that.
No more of that. Because
Just stand up, right
bro,
now.
I was
Look
like,
at-
wow,
look
I
at him go.
can just leave. I can just leave right now, and no one can stop me. There's no crystal maze wires to stop my fucking escape now. Fucking easy as so much easier now. But yeah. Big ass house,
We wanted
massive
to
room.
get you on some kind of charges and then like kick down the door and be like, ha, we got him now. He can't leave.
Next time, couples, I got all the space to run this jam.
Jump out my window.
Fucking good luck. Oh yeah, good point. Yes, there's a window now, dude. Honestly, it's gonna be a good old New Year.
I think
in
it'll be nice.
2024.
Like once I get a whole bunch of stuff in here, I think like we'll probably actually have a set.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
There's enough space for it.
Yeah.
Hang some stuff on the walls.
You see, okay, here's the problem.
Go on.
It's concrete.
It's concrete.
So I can't hang anything in this wall.
It is concrete.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we can be as loud as we want. You
Yeah,
don't have,
pretty
you don't have
much.
neighbors there, do you?
No, this is outside.
That's right. That's why it's concrete.
Yeah.
Ooh. How you
There's
gonna?
actually a lot of concrete walls in this house.
Seriously.
But yeah, so I can't like pin anything into this wall, but I guess I could stick stuff.
David,
on
that's a quitter's mentality. Okay, listen, you can do it.
Right.
I believe in you. Let's get them tacks out. Let's show you how it's show you how it's done.
get a power drill.
What's your deposit?
Jackhammer.
What's your deposit anyway? Let's ruin that right now. 3 weeks in the house, literally.
Which wall is a load bearing wall?
Bro,
So I know which one to knock down.
I've got the hammer in my hand. For
Right.
those who can't see, I'm ready to smash down this load bearing wall. Let's see how strong this house really
no
is.
problems.
No issues. Speaking of like, I find it really funny that we'll talk about little things like, oh, this is like a concrete wall. Wow, that's so cool. But like in like the West, it's like, yeah, what would it be?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, of course it's concrete, you idiot. But like in Japan, like getting a house that has like nice, strong, noise-resistant concrete walls is very rare.
Yeah.
I would say. I think my walls are made out of wallpaper and styrofoam, where I can hear the person like 3 doors down.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because like so we met like all our neighbors. So there's neighbors below us and to the right and above. There's in a corner one.
Nice.
And the other two have like small kids.
Oh, God.
So they're basically like, sorry, the kids are gonna be noisy. So if you're cool with us being noisy, we're cool with you being noisy. It's like,
Oh,
okay, cool,
easy, great.
And then I had brought like not like omiyage, but like
Like I've just moved in.
I just moved in
That's
gift to
nice.
the people upstairs, right? And just before we left for holidays, they came to the door,
Oh,
and it's an old couple.
that's
And they come down, and the wife is just like, oh, like you know, if we're making like pata 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 sounds on the thing, just like come up and yell at us and like tell us to shut up. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right,
relax, bro. Like,
yeah,
hey,
no, it's good, we're fine,
Yeah, we're good, man. Relax, we're cool.
no problems.
Have they been loud?
No.
Exactly. Ah, bless. I really love having neighbors that are worried about like being too noisy. So me and my new for those who know, my apartment, the one below me burnt down, and a new neighbor moved in. I think it's a girl, and she does like just plants and stuff. And I've yet to like see her.
Her house ain't lighting on fire,
Bro,
She's
her house-
green.
Bro, I heard them move in. Like I heard her move in. Like I heard like parents coming in and helping them move stuff. And then I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh God, new neighbors. What's this going to be like? And then she starts like slowly putting out plants to like the, you go into my house, there's a big sort of a protruding windowsill on the downstairs apartment.
Mm-hmm.
That is now like covered in like small plants. And I was like,
It's jungle inside.
bro, I was like, yes, these are the neighbors I want. Because if you can care about plants and your plants are healthy as well, I'm like, cool. You're not going to start smoking and throw a cigarette into the fucking burnable garbage. Everything's going to be okay. But they seem cool. But like, I think she's like a fold out bed. Because like every once in a while, there'll be like a slam of her like moving the bed up and down and stuff like that. But I'm already awake and working at that time. So it's pretty chill. But I can tell by the way that the bed goes down, or like whatever she's putting is going down. She's like being very careful with, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not like a bang. It's like a bang, bang. It's like a, yeah. Literally like that. It's like, I have to slam this last bit or it's not going to hook in properly kind of thing. It's very fun listening to neighbors like try to be quiet and you're like, just slam it, bro. You're fine.
I'm going to hear it anyway.
You're fine, bro.
Not doing much.
These walls, floorboard, everything in this house is made out of styrofoam, dreams, and the hopes of young children. So like, not strong stuff. You know what I mean? So like, don't worry about it. Like, we're going to hear you anyway.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, because like right now we just got this one, my desk lamp. It's actually like surprisingly looking at the, is it blinding?
No. I'm fucking around. Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's illuminated you and me like fairly well.
It's pretty good.
I can actually. This thing is like the fucking sun, man. Like I am making this thing.
Oh Lord have mercy, David. David just turned on the sun in this room. Fuck me, man.
Where were you on January 1st?
Listen. I need a lawyer. Listen. Oh my God. David, the second any police stop me, the first thing I think is lawyer. Like, I've watched too many cop dramas. I know what this is about. I want a lawyer right now. I want the sharkiest of sharks. Especially if I'm innocent. Especially if I'm
100%.
Bro, especially if I'm innocent. Because I'm gonna panic and say some shit I'm not meant to say.
Killed a man in Missouri. 1985.
Not even meant to Missouri. I wasn't even alive yet.
But he did.
Listen, I'll admit to anything. Just get me the fuck out of this room. The ambiance is terrible. Like, I can't be in here any longer, sir.
I was actually imagining like in here if you turn off the room light that I put over here.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of like dimly lit, like some fucking like detective noir type like.
Next time we have a guest on, let's do that.
Play some slow jazz.
Yeah. Let's put them in the hot seat and ask them really like personal, protruding questions about like their future and like their hopes and dreams and shit.
Both of us are just chain smoking cigarettes.
Heavily. I'll be smoking the most like obnoxious tobacco product there is, which is a grape flavored cigarillo. If you,
cigarillos were not a thing where I grew up.
Shit's the most obnoxious fucking thing to smoke, because you're not even smoking a cigar, you're smoking a cigarette. They burn brighter than cigarettes,
right?
So for one, you're like, yo, who the fuck is smoking the sun over there? And then the smell hits you and you're like, is that Moroccan is that just grape? Are you just smoking grape Fanta, my guy? Like, the fuck's wrong with you, dude? Like,
so call my tobacco leaves in purple drag.
Fucking purple drag. I like to give it to children to color in.
My favorite.
Oh god, I love tan. Ooh, a little bit of tang flavored cigarillos. You can buy them in Japan, actually.
Really?
You can buy I smoked a lot of shitty cigarillos when I was a student, and you can buy like the most obnoxious flavors. And it was
terrible.
It's terrible. It was my goal to find like the most obnoxious flavor, which was great.
My goal to find the shittiest one.
Oh shit!
So that I could smoke it.
It was shit. There was grape trash. There was white peach, which was delicious, but like, you're basically like giving yourself like a more colorful cancer. It's cancer, but it's like cancer. Ooh, you know what I mean?
It's the Fanta of cigarettes,
bro. It's the Skittles of cigarettes.
Okay.
Like, you're dying, but you're like, Doc, I can taste
smoke
the
rainbow.
Bro, smoke that rainbow, my guy. Listen, they were obnoxiously delicious, and I would go back to smoking obnoxiously flavored cigarillos if nicotine didn't give me like my body hates nicotine whenever I start smoking.
I think most do, but
no, but like, people like smoking, right? Like, people get addicted to nicotine, right? That's what they.
Yes.
Yeah, my body hates it. Every time I've tried to start smoking for various reasons, my body like the next day is like, we're gonna throw up. Like, we're gonna throw up.
I've never smoked like
it's disgusting.
Ever.
It's disgusting. It's honestly horrendous. Like,
yeah, it's always come like. I think more than anything, everyone that I know that has smoked has always been like the biggest scumbag.
Makes sense.
So like, I associate smoking with being the biggest scumbag.
No, makes sense. No, fully makes sense. Like, I fully get it. it's a scummy what do you call it? Sorry for
I'm
any
not saying
smokers.
people who smoke are
No,
scumbags. Just
no.
everyone I knew who smoked was a scumbag.
Sorry for smokers that are listening to the podcast, but like legitly, it's like the most annoying habit. Like legit.
Oh, it's
awful.
more annoying in more ways than one because the people always come up to you. Hey man, can I bum a cig?
Hey man, do you know what's worse? Like especially now. So for those who know, during the Olympics, Japan was like, all right, okay, tourists are coming. We're gonna lock up this smoking thing we've had going on since like the fucking Edo period. No more smoking indoors. We don't care. You can't do it anymore. No more smoking izakayas. You go to your designated.
You need to go out to the box.
Yeah, go to there's a designated smoking phone booth. Have you seen the little phone booths that you gotta smoke in? It's like so funny.
It's like the fucking suicide booths from Futurama.
Dude, it
literally
is. But like it's a slow and flavorful death, I would say. But like, so they did that. But then recently, some of these like old head establishments are like, actually, we like smoking indoors, so we're just gonna like let people smoke anyway indoors. Because it wasn't like a ban per se. It was like, hey, could you just stop doing this for a while?
So everyone had silently agreed that was the case.
Yeah, like everything when it comes to Japanese law.
I don't know. Is this still a thing? Because I remember when we first moved here.
Yeah.
If you went to somewhere like
Torikizoku.
Toriki or I know like specifically this one is in my brain that there was a Denny's in Shinagawa that I went to that just like literally had a box.
Yep.
That everyone who smoked
Yep.
needed, like, you're in the smoking box.
Yep. It's like smoking or non-smoking, and you'd be like,
It is more than that though, because typically when it was like smoking and non-smoking, it was just like it was just separated by the air.
Yeah, the area, yeah.
But now it was like you were in a glass sealed cube.
Yes. Some cafes have that as well. Like there was one in Machida where if you wanted to be in the smoking area, it's literally like you're in a glass cube. They've like cubed off your smoking area, and it's got like a weird sliding like airtight door, and that's where you smoke and drink your coffee and do whatever you're doing in this area. But like I think that's like the worst thing. I think even if you're a smoker, you've got to hate that. Right? Because there's no ventilation. You're just breathing in like secondhand smoke of everyone around you.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, I'm like, get fucked. Like, yeah, fuck you. I don't want to breathe in your secondhand smoke. Yeah. I'm trying to drink my terrible overpriced coffee and eat this shit cake on this terrible date I'm on. I don't also want to like breathe in your secondhand smoke. It's absolutely god awful. Anyway. But yeah, completely lost the point of what I was talking about originally.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, good point. Good point.
It's just don't smoke. Don't smoke, kids.
Yeah, complete. This is why I wrote a list of things to talk about today.
Hang on.
Go on.
Let's quickly pivot to, because it is now 2024.
Oh God, yeah.
We are still in technically Japanese holidays, but Christmas happened.
Oh, we should do that
for Christmas.
We were.
We didn't have a Christmas episode.
We did not.
I think the universal constant of shortcake is shit and
Yep.
Christmas sucks.
Yep.
It continues on.
Yep.
Even so much that there was like news report. Did you see the news reporting about the shitty cake? Where they're like, oh, we bought Christmas cake and it was garbage. And I'm like,
yeah.
I've been saying that for years.
It is. Are you talking about the one where I think it was Takashima?
The big
department store.
The fancy department store where you buy the fancy food.
So Takashimaya has a very famous Christmas. Famous? Yeah. It's pretty sought after famous Christmas cake. And for those who know, for those who don't know, for newcomers to the show, for those who don't know about Japanese culture.
They're like, specifically though, like this year they hired like
they did.
some famous like French
patissier. Yep. Look it up. It's great. So what happened was, those who don't know, Christmas cake in Japan is basically a strawberry shortcake. It's basic. What's the cake? Basic. What's the basic cake called? Shortcake, not shortcake. Yeah, thank you. It's an angel fruit cake with like cream and strawberries and sometimes jam and like fancy cream, and they put like Santa on it or whatever. And they sell that.
They put Santa?
Yeah, they put Santa on it.
I thought you said they put sand on it.
I wish it'd be more exotic. I'll take that, dude. Arabian Nights Christmas fruitcake, delicious. But if they put sand on it, at least we'll have more texture than what they're normally selling, which is cream and soft cake. Fucking abomination. But like, it's a massive scam.
I agree, Dan.
Yeah.
Christmas cake has never been good anywhere in any culture.
Yeah, no, he's right.
You're
It
right.
is. But Japan took it one step further by making it a scam, and then also like just designing the cream in intricate ways and raising the cost by like 10, 15 bucks. So a normal like big Christmas cake for like a family of like 4 or 5 to eat will cost you about 50, 60 bucks.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Crazy.
It's insanely pricey. I'm gonna bring up a picture
Please do.
of what it should look like and what it came like.
Bro. So it was meant to be like this.
It
was very funny.
Pretty damning how bad it looks.
Did you hear about the I'll let you find the picture first and I'll get into like the consequence of the outcry for how bad the delivery service was during this time. But these families had basically to
I would be mad.
Dude, I'd be pissed.
Fuck if this is how my cake came.
For those who've never seen the past Christmas episodes, to order a Christmas cake in Japan, you don't just go to the store and get it. You have to order this shit in like October, November. You're ordering this stuff for like a month, 2 months in advance. Like even now, there's a what's the February, what's it called, the temaki thing, the long maki sushi in February.
Yeah, but it has a specific name. I don't remember.
I forgot what it's called. Yeah.
So I put up the picture now of what it should look like. What it came like.
But yeah.
Oh boy.
So you have to order these things in like October, November for it to come in like December. Oh, fuck me, that's terrible. So this year was meant to be like, it's so bad.
It's really bad.
It's so bad. So wow, it's so bad. Holy shit. So for those only listening, it's meant to be like
yeah, if I go to the images here, you can see like even
please
like,
do. Wow.
Just like all of them just coming like absolutely destroyed.
Jesus Christ. It's meant to be like like an oval Christmas cake, strawberries cut in the center to look like a flower, and then like a petal design in cream down the side of the entire down the entire circumference of the cake. So when you cut it, it looks like a nice little little half a flower type thing. Yeah. It should be majestic, but what came to everyone's houses was a smashed up mess. So all the petals weren't there. Some the strawberries flowers in the middle was completely crushed. Like
some of these look like like the delivery guy
just shook the box.
Yeah. He's like just went, like brings it up to the door and just went.
Okay, I'll put it this way for my American listeners. It looks like this Japanese delivery company was like, oh no, we're short staffed. What do we do? Don't worry, I'll call in some guys. I know a great company in America, UPS. And they hired the UPS boys. And they're like, don't worry, we're professionals. We got you. And the UPS boys were like, fucking touchdown, baby.
You ever watched Breaking Bad? You know when Walter throws the pizza on top of the roof? That's what it looks like they did. Just took it like
no, honestly, yeah, it looks like they loved this cake. So like, it was so bad. I think someone must have posted something on Twitter being like, wow, we ordered like this 5,000 yen cake, this $50 cake, and what came was horseshit, was dog shit. And Japan's got a whole thing about like, shogunai.
Yeah, well, you know,
can't be helped.
It got dropped out. What do you do?
It can't be helped, you know. These things happen. Shogunai. But I think it got posted on Twitter, and then other people were like,
"Oh, mine it's busted as shit too.
Mine was also dog shit." And then someone else went, "Hey, me too." And then someone else went, "Yeah, me too." Hey, hold on a minute. Maybe this isn't shogunai. Maybe something can be shogun. Let's fucking get him. And then they. And there was a massive outcry. It was
like the guy who owned like the patissier like had to like publicly apologize. But I have to imagine that the cake that came out of his plate, because like his job is as the patissier is to make like a nice cake.
Yeah,
I guarantee that
did
cake left
perfect,
pristine,
perfect. Yeah.
Whoever delivered that shit though
fucked it up.
They fucked it up.
But I think that's like the problem. Like when you're delivering a cake that's mostly air and cream and some strawberries, unless you're carrying that. Right. With like the delicacy of 1,000 angels, shit's gonna get fucked up. Like you're not gonna be able to carry that.
You can't tell. Like it's got no way to stay in the box properly. Especially you gotta like drive it from place A to place B on the day, because why would you?
No, it'd be on the day.
You can do it before or after.
No, of course not.
It would be bad. It would
of course not.
Be bad.
Impossible. I think they gave these delivery drivers like an impossible task. If I was the driver and I was delivering like Japanese fucking cloud cakes on Christmas Day, and like, hey Jordan, you have like 50 deliveries, and you got to make these deliveries before like 2 p.m.
Today,
yeah, well, technically before 5 p.m. Yeah, because we need them all delivered before Christmas dinner.
Yep.
This is the dessert. I'm like, well, I'm drifting, ain't I? Like well, I gotta drift. Like, how the fuck? This is Tokyo on Christmas Day. You're fucking insane. People are gonna be driving around, leaving the city. People are gonna be driving to go on dates. Like, it's gonna be like, it's an impossible task. I kind of feel bad for the drivers, but I feel worse for like the patissier who spent all this time making the cake,
and then they're nice, probably,
but then didn't think about the logistics.
Right.
Like, if I was the guy making the cakes,
I mean, I blame Takashimaya because they didn't do the logistics.
100%.
They're just like, oh, money.
Oh,
please. Oh, give it to me.
Oh, yeah, it's October. Yeah, you're buying the shit. It's 6,000 yen. You're gonna buy it? Oh, fuck yeah, I'll take that money.
Just like video games, don't pre-order cakes.
Bro, don't
pre-order cakes.
If you're gonna like get a Christmas cake, I think what Takashimaya should have done was been like, order the cake this day. Cool. Sign this waiver to say that whatever condition the cake comes in, you accept it because this is on you. But then also, I'd be like, hey, yeah, maybe come into the store and just pick it up.
Right.
Like, there's a Takashimaya on every fucking street corner in Japan. There's tons of them. There's billions of them.
There's like the one huge one in Yokohama.
Yeah, mass one in Yokohama, one in Shinjuku. There's like three. It's like 3 in Shinjuku, to be fair. Like,
yeah, you could get it, and then at that point, it's on you if it gets.
It's on you.
Going to your house.
Oh, then it's on you. Don't come in rush hour. Come early. Plan your trip. It's not on me anymore. But yeah, I think that's what they should have done. Leaving it up to someone else was a fool's errand. But it was very fun watching the entirety of Twitter melt down for a few days. People crying about their 5,000 yen sugar cakes.
So what do you actually do for New Year's or like?
New Year's was very fun. So I was staying near Asakusa, so I did the whole what's it called? Toshi wake soba or something. What is the New Year's?
Koshi soba?
Toshi soba. I always forgot what it's called. Which is like the New Year's soba you eat with like, it's like soba and like a ebi tempura on it.
Because long soba means long life.
I had no idea why I was eating soba.
That's why.
I
soba
guess
is long. Your life is long.
Fucking so stupid. Okay, fair enough. Thanks, Japan. I guess I'll live. I'll live forever.
Live forever.
Because I had some long soba, my boy, slurping that shit for days.
That's like I'm not even.
I know.
Making a joke.
I know.
What it is.
I know. It's so silly, but it's fun. It's Japanese tradition. So like, we went to there was a very interesting soba store near us, and they were doing like soba deliveries. So they were like, hey, come in, grab like this pre-made kit of soba. You can make it at home. Job's done. We're in that in like 2 minutes. There was a line weaving down the street for the soba store. Like,
yeah, of course.
David, wow. Like, people wanted to eat in the store. I think there was a line of like 20 people just waiting for soba, like couples. We go inside the store. The store is tiny. There's like, 20 seats maybe.
Okay,
max. Maybe less than that, to be fair.
Like a mom and pop shop type thing. Like, it probably had like a counter and then a couple booths, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
There was a counter. It was like a little higher establishment. Very, very, like, you walk in and you go, wow, is this the Edo of Japan? Wow.
Okay,
Is this wa? Ooh. There's someone in the background playing a fucking shamisen. It was very nice.
I don't know if it was that fancy.
There's a koto in the back. Dun, 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 dun. Someone's playing that. You know the song from Naruto when something sad happens? You got Bozoku, David.
Yeah, who's
Someone, yeah, you got Bozoku. Fuck me. No. I wonder if it's picking up on the... Be funny. Oh, fine.
Yeah, it might be.
Anyway, I digress. But it was a very nice store. So we were in a couple of seconds, and I noticed like the line was really long. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. This line is so long. We go back, we drop the stuff off, and we go shopping to get like soba or things we need for the soba, some snacks, some bevs for the evening. And we walked past the store again, David, and the line had only increased. Yeah, now there are 30-something fucking people.
When a line shows up, everyone must stand.
But David, I get it. Soba, delicious. And the store was really good. The soba was immaculate. But you can just buy this soba, like, in a store. Like, the stores were open.
Right, yeah.
Just buy some soba and make it at home. Like, you guys have been waiting, like, 45 minutes. Because we were gone for a while. We came back. People still, like, the same people are still in line.
I don't know. There's a huge difference between store-bought and hand-cut.
No, there is. The soba was fucking delicious, David. Unreal. No, I get it.
Completely different.
I get it. Completely different. Like, I remember, like, being like, oh, we're going to get this, like, hand-cut soba. Ooh, that's going to be pretty fancy, pretty good. And then I take a couple bites, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really, really good. Like, this is fucking delicious.
Way better than anything you could buy at a store.
Oh, yeah. It cooked in, like, 3 seconds as well. Because it's like...
Yeah, because it wasn't dried.
Yeah, it wasn't dried. You dumped it in, and then give it a couple of mixes, and then took it out. And I was like, it's done. It's done.
Oh.
You got a wasabi one? What are you, my boy? David has handed me a sack of... Is this...
Just need a couple. Don't look at it. Don't
Okay,
think.
I'm not going to look at it. David just handed me some fucking kake no tani, my all-time favorite drinking snack. Good man. Proud of you. But yeah, ate some soba, hung out for a bit, and because we were like half an hour away from Sensoji, decided to make the walk to Sensoji Temple. Now, we did this last year as well. We went to Sensoji Temple on New Year's Day on the 1st, just to see like what the fuss was about. Horrendous. We'll never go on the 1st again.
Oh, yeah, I bet it's this
Awful.
fucking shit show.
Awful. Absolute shit show.
Yeah, it's a Sakusa, of course. On New Year's.
On New Year's Day.
Of course it's going to be a shit show.
Fucking awful. So I was like, okay, let's go on the 31st at nighttime. It's 30 minutes away by walking. Easy fuck. We'll go there, hang out, see what it's about. If it's trash, we'll find another small temple. If it's cool, we'll stay for a bit. We get there at like 11:20 something. 11:30 something, I would say. Not as bad. Not as bad.
People want to be there like the second that it turns.
Ooh, let me get there, David. Ooh. These fucking idiots.
That's gonna go away if I'm not there in 5 minutes.
These fucking idiots. So we get there like 11:30 something. And we're not going to like the main shrine itself, we're going to the bell. There's a bell in Sensoji and they ring it 108 times on the stroke of midnight to like, I think it's like there's like a reason behind it. There's like 108 sins or like earthly desires or something like that.
Yeah,
and you're meant to.
It's a Buddhist thing.
Yeah. You got to ring them out for the new year, and they have like 108. The people in some club who ring the bell 108 times, one hit each. It's very interesting. It takes like 50 minutes. We watched like 5 bell chimes, and I was like, that's enough sin for me. Let's get some fucking festival food. And that's what we did instead. So we get like 35 waiting around, and as we're waiting around, people just start piling in. But they're piling in behind us. We're like right up to the bell. We can see it. We're good. People are piling in. It's getting wild. Up until like 11:50 something, people are still piling in. I'm like, you guys are wild. It's basically midnight. Yeah. At that stage, just go somewhere else. You're gonna be so far to the back. There's no point you even. It won't matter. Yeah. It won't even matter. Stand anywhere at that stage. Just stand with a gaggle of people and just hang out. Because like, there's no point you trying to push yourself to see the bell or to see whatever, because you're not going to see it.
No.
You're just not.
It's just going to be a sea of people.
Yeah, you're just not. You're fucked. I took a few like photos of it as well. It's absolutely just like a sea of humans. It's insane. So like, we get there, we start with the new year, having a time. We go hit the matsuri or the food stands. Delicious. Ate a bunch of good stuff. And by like, it's getting to like 1 a.m. And I'm like, okay, it's time to head back to the house because we can. It's half an hour away. So we start trekking back. And on the way back, David, this is when I was like, wow, these guys are really out here just now at almost 1 a.m. trying to pull up to Sensoji. It's 1 a.m. And people are running.
Running? Why are you running?
People are running.
Ain't going anywhere.
I have no idea. Running, speed walking, darting, trying to get to Sensoji. People are like, you know, there's that big. Have you seen that big line of people when they line up to do a Hatsumode at Sensoji at midnight?
I've never been there at midnight, so I have no idea.
Okay.
But I know there's like that big, the
big gate.
Yeah, the big gate in the shopping street.
You know where the gate is?
Yeah.
So the line goes from after that gate all the way down
to the street.
Yeah.
To the corner where the convenience store is on the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The line starts there, and it goes.
Yeah. Fuck that. That has to be like hundreds of people.
Yeah. Thousands. It goes all the way down to the temple.
Jesus Christ.
All the way down.
Nope.
That's at nighttime. 1 a.m. People are still turning up.
Yeah.
We gotta get in line. We gotta get this Hatsumode in right now. If we don't get this if we don't visit the shrine right now at midnight
tomorrow.
Yeah, it sent you. But you know what? So I'm walking back. I'm looking at this massive crowd of people, and I'm like, you guys are crazy. It is 1 a.m. in the a.m. This is how you're gonna spend like the next 3 hours of your night lining up to do bow. Bow. Please give me good fortune at Sensoji. Famous for having, when you do like omikuji at Sensoji, it's famous for having like more bad luck omikuji than any other shrine. They've shit tons of bad luck omikuji. No, not at Sensoji. I did it last year. I got Daikichi. Never again.
Oh, okay.
It's like a 1 in a million chance. Never again. I'll never again do any type of.
Because you'll get bad luck.
You get bad luck. I claimed all the good luck from that temple last year, and I'll never go back again for Omikuji. Not there anyway.
Fair enough.
Yeah, of course. So people are running in to line up to do like their first shrine visit of the year on the 1st at 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, you guys are crazy. I'm gonna go home and go to bed. It's 1 a.m. You guys are crazy. You're wild. You're wild. We get back, hanging out, a couple more drinks, watch a movie, blah blah blah. It's the next day. Okay. Hanging out, and I'm like, man, Sensoji yesterday, crazy time. 1 a.m. that line, crazy. Those guys running, insane. What are you running for? Being so silly. Oh, let me check the Sensoji live camera to see if the line has died down. It's double.
Yeah, of course, because everyone
It's
woke
double.
up and they're like, "Oh, we gotta do Hatsumode today."
It's double. It's double, David. It's not just the street. They're now on the road, David.
I wonder-
It's now snaking around the
I
fucking
have to
block,
wonder if that's
David.
like just a
Fuck me.
like consequence of like Corona because people didn't go out the past like 2 years or 3 years, so they're just like, "Oh, we gotta do it now because we can."
Yeah. Apparently, it's like this every fucking year.
Huh.
It's wild.
There you
But
go.
apparently, it's worse this year. It was really bad.
Hmm.
But it was snaking, David. There was so many people.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It
I
is-
wouldn't go somewhere like that for Hatsumode.
Oh, no.
no thanks.
Apparently, it's worse on the 1st of the morning.
Okay.
Like, it's way worse. There were so many people lined up. They like cordon off the roads. They block off the streets. Because
police have to get involved.
no, honestly, yeah, the police are there being like, "Hey guys, can you just fucking chill? Like, I want to be home with my family as well, but I can't because you guys out here,
being
one-
dickheads.
yeah.
getting ran over.
yeah, getting fucking heated over double clap, bow, double clap at this temple, my guy. Like, it's not that deep. Relax." But it's like one of the most popular temples in like Tokyo, at least, to do like the first shrine visit of the year. So yeah, it's absolute fucking insanity. So my advice would be, don't do it. Just don't.
Just don't.
Look at the live video on YouTube. I think even today it was packed. Like this morning, absolutely fucking packed. Yeah, that was my news. It was good. Oh, and then on the 2nd, I did Hatsumode, but I did a cool Hatsumode in there's like that story about the 7 gods who ride on a boat to come to Japan to bring it luck. Yeah.
Vaguely, yes.
Same vaguely. It's Ebisu and his boys basically.
Right. It's Izanami, Izanagi,
Yep.
Ebisu, who's like
He's that boy.
their mentally challenged boy. Like
Yeah,
I think they
yeah.
literally describe him as like he's special.
He's special. He's out here listen, he's spending all his time
He's
mixing
so
them.
special. They left him on a rock.
I mean, I would drinking with
They
them.
left him on a rock.
Did they actually fucking really?
Yes.
I fucking love
That's
Japan.
part of the story.
Guys are fucking
They're like,
wild.
he's special. Let's get rid of him on this rock.
Yeah, you start with Ebisu. Here's some hops.
Yeah,
have a good.
but
a
it
good
was
time.
hey, it was before they made Japan, so
Good point. Nah, fair enough.
just a rock in the ocean.
Fair enough. I mean, they picked him eventually, so it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But there is this big like stamp rally Hatsumode first shrine visit of the year thing you can do with all of those gods' temples.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was very cool. So like, at the first temple, you get like the boat.
Yep.
That they're on, so you can grab the boat.
Okay.
And then
you put him in the boat.
And you go to different temples, and you get all the little fucking gods, and you put them on the boat, and you go, look, I've collected them all. And I did it, and it was very fun.
Who would those 7 be?
I don't remember. Oh, I have the link.
Izanagi, Izanami,
If you remember.
Ebisu, probably Amaterasu.
Yeah, I believe they're there.
Who's her brother?
Hold on, let me find the link.
I was gonna say it's Orochimaru, but it's not. It's
Nah,
the
that's
guy, it's the guy who kills Orochimaru.
Yes.
What the fuck's his name?
Hold on.
I can't think of his name. Why can't I think of his name?
His name. What is his name?
Guy with the sword. Susanoo.
Susanoo. No, Orochimaru.
No. But yeah, I'm sure it's like all those guys.
Good luck gods. I've just typed 7 good luck gods and it'll come up. It's a Jirojin, Ebisu, Hote, Ben Zaiten, Bishamonten, Daifukoten.
Okay, no,
those
no,
ones.
It's the yeah.
Fukurokujin.
So I'm thinking of the Japanese pantheon. Those are the
Chinese
Buddhist
yes.
pantheon, but translated to Japanese.
Yep. Oh, only Ebisu is native to Japan, and the image of the 7 gods on the treasure-loaded ship is often seen at the restaurant. Blah, 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 blah. It's cool, but yeah. So we did that, and it was very fun. Nice little Hatsumode. It went very early as well. Like got up at like 6 to go and like run around and get all the things from shrines. Went to the top, went all the way back to the first shrine just to be like, thanks guys, here's 100 yen, otsukare. And we get to like the last shrine again, and there are so many people lining up to do the same thing. There were like Oji-chan walking tours of like 20 old men just lining up to this Hatsumode. Not one tour. There was like 3 or 4 different tours, just like walking up and down. Like, it's a really fun stamp rally. I'm definitely gonna like do like a little video about it. It was cool, but at the same time, I was like, yo, this was like the wildest fucking Hatsumode I've ever done. I got back
close enough that you can walk to all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
From like the furthest ones, maybe you took like a 20-minute walk.
Oh, okay,
but it's easy.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's an Oji-chan walking tour. It's easy.
Right.
It's an easy walk, honestly. But it was fun. It was good times, honestly. David, what did you for New Year's, my guy?
So I went to Hyogo.
Nice.
After I haven't been there. We hadn't been there for 3 years, basically due to COVID. So
That makes sense.
went there, visited my wife's parents, and her brother has come back for like the holidays from Germany.
Oh,
And there are 3 little kids that are there, and it was like weirdly dawned on me, right? Because I got married recently, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm someone's husband. But I also forgot. I'm like, oh wait, now I'm someone's uncle as well.
yes.
So now I have 3 Japanese nieces. And I'm like, oh, that's like it didn't really dawn on me until I actually got there, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm actually
an uncle.
an uncle now.
It's weird,
That's
right?
Weird.
Do you get the thing where they're like, Uncle David?
No, they're like, who are you? You look weird.
Oh,
Like,
good point,
'cause
yeah.
they're like 4 or 5.
Oh, they're young, yeah.
But they live in Germany, so they're like, oh, they've seen white people. Like, it's everyone's white in Germany.
Oh, yeah,
right?
it's fine.
So
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
So they're like, oh, who are you? Why are you here? Like, everyone else is Japanese, and
Good point.
You're not here.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Good
But
point.
No, they're fine with it. It's fine.
Did the brother marry a Japanese woman, a German
Yeah,
woman?
yeah,
Ah,
Japanese.
and they live in Germany.
yeah.
That's nice. Bless their souls.
It's for like a work thing. He's been there like 6. They've been there like 6 years.
Wow.
But they're coming back now. They're on like kind of the last year of the work thing, because I guess it was like an audit or something for like some kind of weird German mega corporation.
Makes sense.
That
Yeah.
took forever. But yeah, so now they're coming back. So I went to Hyogo. I went to Himeji, because that's where you gotta stop the Shinkansen.
You have to
get to where we're going. So
You got to.
Castle's there. I'm like, oh hey, it's there again.
Himeji's nice though.
Still
isn't
white.
It? It's nice though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking nice.
Himeji's one of those castles that like, no matter how many times I see it, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a good
And it's
castle.
it's because that city is so built around that castle. When you
Yes.
come out the front doors of the station, and it's just like there's no buildings in the way, because it's like the main
Yep.
road, and it's just
Right
boom,
there.
smack dab in the middle.
Dude, it's really cool. I think that was I think the first one I went to, I think it was, is it literally Himeji Station?
Yep.
Yeah, literally, yeah. It's like I got off at Himeji Station. I remember like you leave through the gates and you turn right.
Yep.
And literally from the station, you're
You can
like,
see it, yeah.
oh, there it is. It's
Yep.
right there.
Can't miss it.
You cannot miss it. Like,
And
it's
we
really
were there.
cool.
We were there at nighttime, so it was
it's
all
really
like
nice.
lit up and stuff, and yeah, it looks nice.
I
So
like
yeah,
Himeji. It's really good.
we didn't really do much. We did like Hatsumode on the first or whatever.
Yeah,
with
classic.
the little
The kids.
kids, and
The-
they're like, yeah, let's go clap, throw money in the thing. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Can-
they're like 4 and 6.
Can I get on my sake?
Yeah.
Uncle David, can I get some snacks? Is that?
Nah,
literally-
they're not quite like that.
Oh
But,
no, that's good. That's nice.
I will say
Mhm.
it has reinforced and maybe solidified my opinion that food in Tokyo is kind of garbage.
Yeah, I agree, but go on. I mean,
Like-
yeah,
like
yeah,
literally-
but go on.
Like, so the first night we were there, we're like, we got there like pretty late. I think it was like 7 or 8. By the time we went out, it was like maybe 9.
Oh, jeez.
So
yeah.
we went to just like whatever shitty izakaya that was around the corner.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And this izakaya had better food than basically everywhere I've been in Tokyo in the past like year.
Yep.
Like, it's not even a comparison.
Yep.
Like, I walk in and I see on their menu, this is like the weird, like, I don't even know, this thing defied physics. I don't know how the fuck this worked.
Is it the the fucking okonomiyaki.
Yeah, it's
How's it going?
okonomiyaki on a stick.
Delicious.
But I don't like it. I was like, how? This is fucking wizardry. I don't know how the fuck you did this. It's like literally like you get like a not like kushi, but like you know when you go to a like yatai place at like a festival,
Big,
and they have like the meat on the stick. And
Yes.
it's like the kind of bigger,
the
thicker
thick sticks, yeah.
sticks.
Almost like a barbecue skewer, but made out of wood,
barbecue
right?
skewer.
Yeah.
It was that, and it was completely covered in okonomiyaki. But it was so like the inside was completely like soft and like chewy, but then outside was like crunchy and hard. Nice. And I'm like, how did this stay on the stick? Because it's
good point.
It's not hard enough like a meat would be that it would just stay on the thing.
To hug the stick. Yeah,
and I'm like,
to grip the
how
stick.
does this work? And it had sauce and fucking mayonnaise, bonito flakes on it. It's like fully loaded. And I took one bite and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, done, over. Like that was it. I'm like, the opinion is that Tokyo is shit.
It is
as far as food goes.
No, it is though. It's really hard to like. So this is my whole thing. When friends come and visit me in Tokyo, I'm really sorry, Tokyo. I know you got some good hidden gems and some nice cafes. I mean, I love the cafes here, but when friends come to visit me in Tokyo and they're like, "Where should we go and eat?" As this group of people in Tokyo,
go all the way to Osaka.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess we're gonna go to Torikizoku because when it comes down to it,
it's good enough.
It's good enough, and like, even if you go to a place that's slightly more upscale Torikizoku, I'm still just getting only slightly better Torikizoku for double the price. Like, there's no point really. Even like some of the most delicious restaurants I've eaten at in Tokyo, I'll go to like wherever bumfucky Dhaka town for work or whatever, and I'll go to like some anywhere mom and pop shop that sells like, I don't know, it's in like chahan or some shit, and I'm like, this is the most delicious chahan I've ever had in my entire life. The fuck am I doing in Tokyo? Like, legitly, like, it's silly.
Like, it's funny because like I've been to okonomiyaki places in Tokyo.
Oh yeah,
and I've been to okonomiyaki places like in Osaka as well.
You gotta.
Honestly, this fucking okonomiyaki on a stick is like top 3.
Let's go.
Easily.
Let's go.
It wasn't even a debate. Like, that's all. Maybe I was just like really fucking hungry. Like, I don't know, but it was so fucking good. And they had like what is it called? Tonjiru soup.
I love tonjiru. Yes.
You don't get tonjiru soup like anywhere in Tokyo.
Barely. Only during like festival season can you find it. Otherwise, you cannot find it.
It's just on the menu. You just get it.
Fucking love
It's fucking amazing.
Dude, I fucking love tonjiru. So good.
I am making the statement now very, very clear. Kansai food is like a million times better than Tokyo.
It is.
And anyone who says otherwise,
no, you're lying.
They're lying.
You're either lying, you're trolling, or you've just not been.
You're lying, or you don't know.
Or you don't know. That's it. You're lying, or you don't know. Like, it's only that. It can only be that. Like, honestly, especially when you go to places like I'm a Kyushu boy. Everything about Kyushu food, the culture,
That's
the cafes.
The only place. No, wait. No, I'm thinking Shikoku.
Shikoku.
I've been to Kyushu multiple times.
Dude, Shikoku food goes so hard. It's real. We should do a guys trip to Shikoku and do something while we're down there. It's really good. Like, I'm a Kochi stan. It's like a good bonito. It's really good, like katsuo, like really good, like sea salt's pretty famous there as well. Really good fruits and stuff. Like, ramen's like pretty decent as well. Like, it's just a really good prefecture, and it's sad that it's one that people don't often get to visit. Just because it's hard to get around once you're there. It's hard to get there. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to travel around the prefecture. But like, generally,
I even know like how like where do you fly? I guess you fly into Kochi, right? Like, that's the only place in the airport.
Yeah. Kochi or Takamatsu. I forgot what it's called. The one above. Yeah. Anyway, you can fly.
I know where you're talking.
Yeah, I always get the names, but yeah, you can fly into it. But like, it's hard just like travel around there. But
then once you're there, it's like, okay, well, I need a car.
Yeah. Or like, you're biking. I'm fucking biking right now.
You know, I've always wanted to do like they have like, they're not e-bikes per se, but they're like literally like electronic motorcycles. Imagine like a Tesla, but it's a bike.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I've always been like, oh, that'd be kind of neat to like just rip around like Shikoku on something like that.
That'd be cool.
Because like you're not going on the highway, right? Like most of that place is like local roads.
No, it's
like,
local roads.
No highways.
Not really. Then you can, if you really want to, you can jump on one. But generally, no, you can back
I'm
on
not
everything.
paying the toll. Fuck that.
Nah, fuck that, bro. It's easy. It's easy. I've done that.
think that'd
I
be
did
fun.
I did electric bikes around, where was I? Around, I think it was Kochi.
Mm.
Very fucking cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, dude. Like, it's electric
And
bikes for
because
Kochi sick.
they're like not. I was gonna say they're not regulated, but I don't think you need a driver's license to drive one.
No, you
It's
could.
like a electric scooter, basically.
Yeah, you're fine. You just jump on, pretty much. I think there are some, the ones in Tokyo,
Mhm.
you have to like scan your license or get an app, or there's a whole thing around it to use
you
it.
do some horse
Some
shit.
horse shit, yeah. Which is annoying because like when my little brother came, he was like, "Oh, I want to ride these like electric bikes," and I was like, "Bro,
No.
no, unless you're in like a tourist area, like we did it in Kawaguchiko."
Mm.
But I was like, just like living and breathing around Tokyo, you as a tourist, that's like 14 or however old you are, you can't just grab a bike and go.
Mm.
There's a whole system around it, and you got to put it away in a certain place.
Right.
It's more of a
Gotta be
hassle than
charging.
yeah.
Yada,
It's
yada.
a hassle. It's not worth it. Like I think Japan does things really really well when it comes to like shared bikes and shared like scooters and the whole loop.
I mean, there's literally a charging station at the Family Market
Oh,
on
it's
the
great.
street.
Yeah. They do a really good job with the way they roll out some of these like share bike share car systems, but where they fail is that there's a little bit too much red tape around it. So it means that if you're an international coming in, it's harder for you to use them. And for a lot of it, that's where your big bucks come in. That's where like
Right,
you're
'cause
making your
that's
profit.
the people who want to use them
Yeah.
the most, I would think.
That's where you're making your margin. With the renter, it's like rent a car services you can use. And I think outside of work, I've probably used it twice in my whole life in Japan in 7 years. Twice. You know what I mean? Like, but tourists come in, they're like, I want to do this. I want to rent a bike. I want to rent a car. I want to rent like a motorcycle. I want to drive to like this place for one day. Like, make it more accessible. Make it like a foreign system or something. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, I mean that was basically my
New Year.
New Year. Yeah, like it's very very pedestrian. I went, had a good time. Came
That's good
back.
though, as it should
That's
be.
it.
The only other change I did for New Year was that we'll think about like New Year's resolution type things, and I'm not in the habit of making New Year's resolutions because the things I'm doing, I'm already doing them. You know what I mean? There's no point like being like, oh, this year I'm gonna.
Yeah. I've actually, for me this year as well, I've been like, why am I making a resolution? Just do it.
You just do it. So instead, I wrote a list of just things I want to get done this year, and it's really basic stuff. It's not stuff like, oh, I'm gonna be more healthier. Yeah, you're already doing that. You're fine. You're gonna be healthier. But it's more things like you need to open a NISA account. Cool. I'll do this year. What are things that you need to do? Oh, you need to open a second bank account. Cool.
Do it.
Let's get that done. It's just all a list of things that like I just need to get done, but I've been either putting off or not had time to do, or just couldn't be fucked. It's not really like it's not things that affect my daily life, but it's things that I should just get done.
Right.
So like a big list of like 50 things of things that I need to like just get these things done. Pinch these things off really quickly.
Yep.
So that's been a pretty way of doing it. Two other things were like just try and like go to bed earlier, dude. Like just try and go to bed earlier is like one of the things that's on my list, and it feels very sort of New Year resolution-y. Like I'm gonna get to bed earlier, but I'm like, no, for my health, I should probably be trying to get to bed a little earlier.
Not going to bed at like
3
12
a.m.
or
Yeah,
3
like
or 1 or
3
whatever.
a.m. It's worse that I have like because I have insomnia. I find it hard to actually fall asleep. So being in bed earlier
will help that.
will help that. Yeah, rather than sort of fucking around until like 2 a.m. They're being like, and now I shall
go to
try.
bed.
I'll try to sleep, and I'm like, guess I'm not sleeping for 2 more hours. But I stare at my ceiling until 4 a.m. And it's like, well, if I went to bed at like 11, maybe I'd be asleep by 1 instead of being asleep by 4. You know? But yeah, little things I need to do. It's a pretty interesting list. But yeah.
All right. Let's I was gonna say this is halfway mark, but we've gone for like almost an hour already.
Well, this
is gonna be a long.
we already
fucking
knew this would
episode.
be a
This
12
would be-
podcast
it's
going in.
at
Like,
least. So we're gonna hit the halfway point here. I'll probably make some show notes where it's like if you want to skip to all the news stuff we're talking about,
oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
probably skip to this time.
Yeah.
So we'll play the ad, not the ad.
Not the ad. We'll play you another podcast from someone else on our network. Hope you
I don't
enjoy
know
it.
who it is, so I'm just gonna play the one that I don't think there's a new list this year yet.
I
so
don't think so. So we'll see you in about 30
30 seconds.
seconds. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Mono, the host of Tokyo Game Life, a Tokyo-based video game podcast focusing on Nintendo and gaming culture in Japan's capital. It's your slice of gaming life from Tokyo. Every episode features deep dives into gaming-related places to visit in Tokyo, interviews with fans, developers, and experts, plus detailed thoughts on both retro and new games. Tokyo Game Life, only on the Tokyo Beat Network.
And we are back.
Oh my god, David.
I'm sorry. I told you.
I finally opened the snacks David gave me. It turns out...
Your nose hurts a bit?
Yeah, dude. Turns out there was wasabi flavor. I put a big handful in.
No. They're fuck you flavor.
Dude, this is fucking delicious, but like, my god. Give me a break, my dude.
Yeah, I neglected. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, the green ones are wasabi. I neglected to see on the front that it said Gekikara fuck you.
Yeah. I got one. I was like,
wasabi.
oh,
Yeah.
no. This is the illegal brand of wasabi.
Yes.
The type that's trying to
Very much
fuck
so.
up your life, dude. Oh, delicious.
All right. So let's get into God, because there's so much stuff that
God.
has happened in Japan. I was gonna say this week alone, but like the last 3 weeks ish that we haven't covered.
Let's go in somewhat.
What do you want to start with?
Let's start with young man Somali.
Okay, sure.
Let's start with that. Let's go Somali first.
Okay.
Little shit. So those
That little
that
shit.
he's like three. He's not a short king. That's for fucking sure. What a bastard.
He's just short.
He's just short.
He's just short.
He's
He's
just
not a
short.
short king.
What a bastard. So for those who links are in the Instagram, by the way. If you want to check that out.
Okay.
Sorry, or in the I say the links online. If you wanna check
I
those
probably
links.
brought up. The same
you
thing.
good.
So, last time I think we talked about this was probably early December.
It was very early December. We spoke about.
We're like, who knows what's gonna be going on?
Yep. It was like, what's gonna happen on the next episode of this man
Right,
fucked
yeah.
around, and will he find out?
So things kind of happened pretty rapidly.
Very
after
quickly.
that. So I think after that episode aired, his cameraman was released from prison.
Yep.
And he kind of, because he did like a live stream from like a hotel room after that. And
The cameraman.
yeah.
Yes.
And he kind of like implied that Johnny was going to be in there for quite a
while,
bit
yeah.
longer after that, which ended up not being the case. It was like maybe a couple, like 20-ish days or something like that. But he's out.
Now he is, yeah.
Unfortunately,
I think
yes.
now he is, yeah.
Unfortunately. So, what actually happened at the end of all of this to Mr. Khalid, whose name I will use now forever and ever in perpetuity, because then he can't stream because it's his legal, name.
Good man. Fucking idiot. Okay. So, Noma's alias, Johnny Somali, appeared in the Osaka District Court. For those who don't know, the charge he's actually being... The crime he's being charged with is, I think it's playing loud music at a Japanese restaurant in Osaka. So I think it was meant to be obstructing a business.
Yes, obstruction of business. Our favorite.
Our favorite. Fucking favorite law he's broken. So basically he was put in prison, and they also... It's fucking funny. The prosecutor accused him of obstructing the business of the restaurant, and that he did so for attention, according to the outlet. They also told the court there was, quote unquote, no room for leniency. I love this prosecutor. He was out for the death sentence. So I think his like defense attorney was like, no, he feels bad about it. It can't be helped. But the prosecutor was like, nah, death sentence. Throw the book at him.
Yeah.
Pick it up. Throw it at him again. Fuck this guy. And I'm on the side of the. I agree.
Prosecutor. I agree. With the prosecutor.
I agree.
Unfortunately, the judge didn't seem to be
Yeah.
quite as forthright.
Gung ho. Yeah. What a little shit. They said Khalid, who is 24, expressed regret when a 1-minute clip of his video was played in the court. I'm sorry, he said, per the Japanese Times. I promise I'll never take videos again. Was what he said in court.
Yeah.
What a little shit.
how much money would you want to bet that the second that he's out of the country that he starts?
Dude, the second that he's out, he's gonna keep going.
Yeah, it's not like he does not give a fuck.
No.
Like, honestly, I have to imagine that Japanese prison couldn't have been that bad for the amount of time he was there.
No. He should have been in prison for longer. They should have released him one more time, charged him again with something else, put him back in prison again, and held him there for like 90 days, is it?
Yep.
Should have held him for an extra 90 days, and then and only then should they have brought it to court and been like, okay, now we'll bring it up in the courts. Because anyway. So he says, I'm sorry. I promise I'll never take videos again. Then David, this really pissed me off.
Yeah.
He denied playing the music on purpose, saying his phone blasted it automatically.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
yes, technically that is true. However, in order for it to play music, you've had to intentionally set it up to automatically play when someone requests it.
There we go.
So in my opinion, you've set yourself up for that situation to occur.
Yeah, you're at fault.
Like don't play stupid.
Yeah. It's a case where I think the judge, especially in Japan,
Right.
too old, doesn't understand
Right.
that maybe his followers, the viewers, donated to him for the sounds to be played, but when it comes down to it, as you said, he set it up to be that way.
Right.
So it should be a case of just like the prosecutor being like, yeah, but you set it up that way.
Right.
Like you literally set it up that way. That's like,
it's very much like, yeah, well, I put the gun on the table, but I didn't put any bullets in it. Someone else did that.
how would I know? How would I know?
I mean, the gun can't shoot people if you don't put it there in the first place, regardless
Literally.
of who has. But what are you gonna do? Throw bullets at people? But like that's the thing, right? Like
Yeah.
you've set up a situation where you know that your viewers are intentionally being degenerates to get you in trouble.
Yep.
And he knows this.
Yeah, of course he does.
We know this.
Everyone knows this.
So to be like, oh, it wasn't my fault. It plays automatically. It's like, well, yeah. That is one of the weakest defenses.
It's not a good argument. It's not a good defense. However, sadly, the prosecutors asked for his punishment to be 200,000 yen fine. It's about 1,000.
God,
Bro,
okay.
weak. 1,400 dollarinos. And the trial was concluded. That was it. He got a slap on the wrist. 1,400 fucking freedom bucks. And that's it. Is what he paid for his freedom. How upsetting is that? It's
to
so
me
cheap. It's so cheap.
Yeah, like considering now how much money he's gonna make if he goes and starts streaming again, to pay off that amount of money,
Easy.
And like already he's made multiple trips to Japan, right?
Yep.
So it's clear to me that he has money coming from somewhere. I don't know if it's from mom and dad or wherever it's
streaming
coming
or
from
Kick, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. $1,400 in the grand scheme of things is not that much. It is a piss take.
It's nothing. It's literally nothing.
It's literally nothing.
Like when the fine came out, I thought I read that wrong. Like it came out and I was like, oh my God, he got charged 2 million. Wait a minute. And I had to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, yeah, I was like counting zeros, being like, this can't be 200,000 yen. And that's it. My theory is what I think. If I, on an Interact AOT salary, can pay the fine, it's too cheap.
Right.
It's that simple. It's that simple. If an AOT can pay the fine's not enough. It's that simple.
Yeah.
That is what the prosecutor should have been thinking. If this man worked, 2 months, he could pay this fine? Too cheap. I want the fine to be so vicious, an AOT sees it and leaves the country. Goes, whoa.
I mean, hey, it's one of my favorite quotes from a video game ever is, if the punishment for a crime is a fine, that punishment only exists for poor people.
Yep.
And there you go.
100%. Yep. It's true.
It's true.
It's fucking true.
It's true.
Japan does a lot of like, they'll go to court and it'll be like, you gotta pay a fine. And the fine will be like really weak shit. It'll be like, oh, you gotta pay like 500,000.
Especially for like really heinous crimes.
Yeah. It's like no jail time plus a fine. And that's it. I don't know what it is, because especially the Japanese like jail system, the Japanese like what's it called, incarceration system is all about like punishment, as we said.
Yep.
It's not about like rehabilitation. It's about like punishing this person.
Right.
So with that in mind, I'm like, why are the fines so low? And also for this, why isn't it connected to jail time as well? And the only thing I can think of,
Why is he not just straight up deported?
I think that we'll get there. I think that's coming as well.
Okay.
But I think the jail time, I think they're like, we don't want to waste taxpayer money
On keeping
But-
this idiot
yeah.
in.
keeping this like idiot in jail for any longer than he's been in jail for, because it is costing taxpayer money. So they're like,
Right.
cool, we'll get this guy out, we'll
I'll
give
pay
him
the
a fine,
tax.
bro.
Keep him there.
I'll pay the tax, raise my taxes, I'll pay them, keep him there. 9 more days, 9 more days, 9 more days. Let's see how he's acting after 90 days of fucking Japanese punishment prison. Fucking idiot. So I'll continue. So that was the fine, about $1,400. Not enough dollarinos, if you ask
Pretty
me.
weak.
Pretty fucking weak sauce. He says, and I quote, "I'm embarrassed. I apologize to everyone I've caused trouble."
You weren't embarrassed.
I wasn't embarrassed.
You made the video. You
Yeah.
clearly were not embarrassed.
You weren't embarrassed, clearly. You didn't only make the video. You made the video.
And
ma-
then did more heinous shit afterward.
And then you left the country. And then
then
you
came
came back. And then you're like, one more slice of this pie.
Right.
Then you kept making videos.
Right, yeah, because this happened the first go round.
Yep.
This wasn't the second go
Yep.
round when he went into the place in Osaka. Right?
Oh, yeah,
So,
exactly.
Clearly you weren't very embarrassed because you came back and did the exact same shit again.
Which is wild to me, because if I was the judge or the prosecutor or the defense
Right.
attorney, I'm being like, hey, you clearly weren't embarrassed. Why are you just lying to the court? Like, what you're saying doesn't make sense to the evidence we have in front of us. Your crimes are all recorded. This isn't hearsay. This isn't the Osaka business being like, he did this. We have no evidence for it, but he did this, and him going, no, I didn't. We have the evidence.
I mean, they played it in court.
They played it in court. You recorded it yourself. We have all the data. Like, the fuck, bro. Like, you clearly were not embarrassed. You came back for a second bout of the cherry. Get fucked. He continues to say, I will no longer broadcast videos. Oh, this bit fucking boiled my blood. Yeah. I will no longer broadcast videos. I want to return to I want to return to my home country and be a role model. What little shit. What an absolute little shit. There's no way he's going to return to America and be a role model. No fucking way. The second he's back, he's going to start streaming again. It goes on to say, Khalid has now been arrested in Japan twice. He broke into a construction site in August and was followed by local police. He then reportedly yelled Fukushima at workers. He was arrested on September 21st while streaming. The clip is still available to view on his account. He was charged with trespassing, but the charges were dropped, according to SCMP. Blah, 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 not the final influencer, yada, yada, yada. So, the only thing I do find fun about this this whole Johnny Somali nonsense is I think after they concluded the trial, I think he went back to prison. And I think
Possibly, yeah.
they kept him there until the new year, like so after Christmas.
Right.
So the trial was concluded, but but you're still in prison for a little while longer. So they kept him there. So he missed Christmas. He's missed New Year's. I think he only got sent back after, I think in January sometime he's being sent back. I think he's still in custody because I've not really read any updates so far. Any updates from your end?
Not that I had seen. I
Right.
just actually went and checked all of his streaming platform stuff, his Discord, etc., etc.
Radio silence?
Nothing.
There we go.
3 months was the last stream. So
There we go. I believe he is still in custody. I hope so anyway.
that
the
would
last
make sense.
The last update was December 21st, 2023. Yep, now's the article I just read. There's like nothing else about it so far. Looks like he's going to be locked away for a little bit longer, which is delicioso for me. Yep.
Good. Keep him. Just keep him there. As far as I'm concerned.
Oh shit.
Like we don't need people like it's becoming like I don't understand the mentality, right? Where people think they can just come to Japan and fuck around. Like not even like, oh, I'm coming to Japan, I'm gonna make some wacky videos, whatever.
Oh,
Like,
whatever. Yeah, have fun.
Japan, crazy, weird.
Woo! Yeah. Cool.
But
cool.
it's literally just being a fucking prick. Like why here? like that I don't understand. Why you could do this literally anywhere, but why Japan specifically?
I have the answer for this. And sadly, it all circles back to the uselessness of the Japanese police. So there's a big problem in Japan where the Japanese police are too slow to act on anything. So same thing happens around like the Japanese, like different countries, mafias and gangsters coming to Japan as well.
Right.
Exact same thing. Where, for example, like the African mob are often in like Roppongi and such.
Yep.
And they'll be there doing like whatever crimes they're doing. Let's say selling drugs, for example.
Sure.
Just an example.
Whatever they're doing.
Yeah. Who knows? But let's say they're selling drugs in Roppongi somewhere, and then Japanese police see this guy, goes, "Oh, whoa, that guy, he looks suspicious. Looks like he could be selling drugs." Any other country, stop right there, turn out your pockets, stop and search.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, he's got drugs. You're under. We're gonna arrest
Bing,
you
bang,
now,
boom.
and then we'll do it later.
Right.
You're under arrest now because suspicious activities. Later on, we'll work out what's going on there.
We'll figure out the details.
Yeah, America takes this too far.
Right.
Japan's too lenient. That's where that's where we stand
okay.
basically. So Japan goes, that guy looks suspicious. Don't worry, we'll get our best man on it. And they start a very slow, very meandering investigation against this man. And after 2 months, 3 months, they go, okay, boys, we got all the information. We got photos of him selling drugs. We got videos of him selling drugs. We got pictures of him selling drugs. We told someone to buy drugs from him, and they went and they bought drugs. We got the drugs. We got his name. We got a copy of his birth certificate. We know who his mother is. We know his home address. We've got him, boys.
Bank account.
We've got him. We've got him dead now. We've got him dead to rights. All right, boys, roll in. Oh, he's gone. Where did he go? Well, he flew back home. Wait a minute, boys. Wait a minute, boys. Look at that. On the same street corner that he was standing on, looks like there's a new person standing there. He also looks kind of suspicious. So let's begin the new investigation.
It's a little bit of a weird situation, like when you are arguing for more effective policing.
I know.
It's not like. It's so weird to be like, oh, the police need to be more active. Like, in no world should that ever have to be said, but in this case, for some things, it's true.
Did you remember he was here doing crimes? It was all publicized. It was so he was fucking around so much that there were people taking pop shots at him in the streets.
Right, in the street. Yeah, some vigilante justice type shit.
Like, you gotta really fuck around with some random Japanese guy to be like, oh, this is that guy from Twitter.
Mad enough to just fucking punch you.
Punch this man in the fucking face. He deserved it, to be fair. But like, still, like, you've really fucked around when like just the everyday random snarker salaryman is giving you fucking, you know. So then there was that. Twitter's on fire with this guy fucking around. The internet's going wild. People are punching him. And the police do nothing.
Right.
And then what does he do? He leaves the country. He leaves the country, and you gotta assume at this stage, the police must have had tons of reports about this. Hey, there's a guy here fucking around. Come do with it. Here's the link to his social media accounts where he's filming himself doing crimes.
Where he's saying, "I will do more fuckery."
Yeah,
like literally. He literally has a video where he says, "Like, I will until they deport me or arrest me. I'm gonna keep fucking around."
Yeah, literally, and he did.
Like, to me, that seems like admission of guilt.
Yep.
No.
And an admission of future crimes as well. Yeah. He literally said it.
I will continue to do crime.
And what happened? They did nothing. And then he left. He was scot-free. And it was only his own hubris that he came back and decided to do a whole Japanese fuck around part 2. This time it's personal. That finally the police were like, oh, he's back again. Okay, cool.
Right.
Now we'll like arrest him. But even then it was like, it took a long fucking time. Like he did so much fuckery still.
Other bullshit, yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. But
when you have like 2 months. This is what I think about Japan. You have 2 months. Technically, any one of us has 2 months where you can just do crime. 2 months of just fucking around, and then you can just leave, and the police will go,
we missed them.
Almost had him.
Train at the station. I'll get the next one.
Shogunai. Call me up.
There's another one in 10 minutes.
Too bad. Like, that's the problem. I want more competent policing in Japan, which is weird to say, but like one of the reasons I'm living in Japan is because it's safe. I like the safety of being in Japan.
Not that he's like making it unsafe, but he's being a fucking nuisance.
I don't want that. I don't want these big. in the words of Japanese Twitter, we don't want these Meiwaku streamers out on these streets Meiwaking the place up with their stank.
that some of that shit might change because people were like immediately after this were like, we need to put up some fucking laws to stop, which honestly is bad. Like that's the wrong way to go about this situation, right? Making more laws is not going to stop people from breaking the laws if your punishments and the way that you handle it is weak.
Yep.
That's the issue. The issue is not that the law only goes so far as whatever the law says, right? Like, if you're not going to enforce it, then who the fuck cares?
And that's the problem. Like, they've learned the wrong lessons from these activities. Like, cool, you've decided to like make some new laws about the situation, but if this dickhead comes back to the country or someone like him comes back to do more bullshit here, they're gonna have free reign to do bullshit for 2 months. All you've taught the Meiwaku streamer world is that you want to do bullshit, you have 2 months of free bullshit in Japan. If you get caught, you got to pay $1,000.
Right.
That's it.
Yep. Yeah, especially if it's like the fine is like $1,000, no criminal record.
Oh,
it's
easy.
Like, then what do they care? They're like, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. You might get deported.
I make $5,000 a stream. What do I care?
Easy. You might get deported for like a year, but that's a year.
Even then. Okay.
I bet.
Cool.
Be back in a year for my next.
I only need to come once a year anyway.
Honestly, to be fair, like a lot of these male streamers will come to Japan, do the whole Japan,
The Japan Idiot Tour.
Yeah, do the Japan Idiot Tour. On this year's Japan Idiot Tour, they go around, they be idiots, they get arrested, they or like fined, they pay their 1,000 yen thanks for coming ticket price, and they leave.
They leave.
And they've probably made like $10,000 fucking dollars streaming, because like you're gonna have their regular dickheads in the chat being like, ha ha ha, this guy is
so funny, lol.
Here's me donating, lol lol lol.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have everyone else jumping in, being like,
shit.
play some dumb shit, say the bad things again.
Yeah, like it's funny. Like, I would love to see him go to like any other country and just like blast some racist shit where people are way less likely to just ignore you.
His punishment should have been, if I was the judge, I'd be like, bet, cool, no fine, you can be deported back to America. But we spoke to the American embassy, and we've made a task force. And your crime was so severe, so annoying, that your punishment is you now have to go to the Bronx and do what you did in Japan, but America version. Have fun.
And see how quickly you get shot.
You did it twice as well. We'll let you pick the second state, but you got to do it twice. Because you did it twice here. You got to do it at least twice. You got to go to America. We'll pick a location. Then you can pick a location. We'll give you one. You can do your one first. We don't care. Do it there. If you're so brave. Because you're not. That's the thing. You'll get the shit beat out of you. Of course you would.
Those people, the second that there's any pushback, they crumble.
Like,
they're just like, oh, it's just a prank, bro.
Wasn't the other dude, the one before this guy, I forgot his name, because he was on the train like...
Phidias. You're talking about the guy that rode the train for free?
Oh, not that dickhead. The other one. The one...
Suspenders.
That's the cunt. Yeah,
the
him.
Guy playing the fucking dubstep on the...
Yeah, on the fucking Tojo line or something. What a fucking loser.
What do you say? Like, I wish a bitch would.
I'm so hard. And then someone did, and he was like...
Leave me alone.
Stop it. I'm only 3 foot 2. Stop.
Right. It's like, you're real tough until there's actual conflict, and then you're like, oh, don't hurt me.
Real tough guy there. Real tough guy.
That's exactly the type of people who are just like, they've had no kind of like actual conflict in their life, so they just like, I'm so tough,
I'm so hard, I could do anything. Like, I find it really entertaining that my last one's entire situation, that as soon as they had any pushback, they crumble pretty instantly. Dude from Texas being like, yo, I'm from Texas, fucking chill. The guy's like, look, with the Somali situation,
right?
Texas man, fucking A-star, great guy. But he's like, oh, I'm from fucking gonna play dumb shit on the train. Second, a Texas guy comes up, was like, bro, shut the fuck up. He's like, oh, where are you from? He's like, yo, Texas. The tone changed.
Right.
Boy was like,
now he's like, shit. Like, now I can't just say shit and get away with it because I'm gonna get punched.
You get punched, yeah. I think the only thing saving these guys is that they know there's a camera pointing on them. Right. So they're like, if something happens and I'm being filmed, I should be okay. I have video evidence of like the assault happening, whatever. But for all those guys who like snuck in past the camera, give him a nice left hook. You know, it is what it is.
I mean, it's not like it's Japan. Like I can throw on a mask and
easy.
fade into a crowd pretty easily.
Oh yeah,
right?
pretty
Like,
easily.
that's not.
Pretty simply. So that's the sadly that's the annoying update with young man Somali. I would say so. Before I said it's on site with Somali, which means you see the man, punch him in the face automatically. That's a standing order. I think because the Japanese court system didn't give me jail time, I think we should give him social jail time. If you see the man, please punch him in the face. This is not a call for violence. This is compensation for the Meiwaku shit he did in Japan. Hate that man.
Really, Jay? I didn't know that.
What'd Jay say?
What got me about suspended is that dude is 50.
He's 50?
And his whole My Chemical Romance fringe, he does have an emo haircut, like he's a scene kid from like the early 2000s. Yeah,
he's literally the living embodiment of hello, fellow kids.
Oh God, what is that? I'll find the picture. I know exactly. Like,
hello, fellow kids. What's the picture? What do you think of? Hello, fellow.
He's this guy. He's the ear. I'll put it on the screen, but yeah, it's just like, dude, like, man, you were.
You're an old man. It's time to pack it up, my guy.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. Yeah. It's
fucking upsetting.
He's this guy.
Wait, I'm gonna watch. Who's the guy?
He's It's this guy.
Okay. He's a nonce as well.
This guy.
He got a. What? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Apparently, the guy's a massive pedophile as well. He's like in a prison somewhere in Asia.
He's literally this picture embodied. You've never seen this old picture? No. Emo dad.
Oh, that's shameful.
Right? It's just like, oh boy.
Dude,
Oh,
imagine.
boy.
Sorry for anyone who is, but imagine being in the emo stage and you're like,
Hey,
45, dude.
you can be emo, but when you look like a 50-year-old man,
Dude, that's crazy. Yo, Jay, you're right. That iPhone 2, bro. Fucking hell. I can see every pixel of that 7-pixel photo. Fuck me, man. Lord of mercy.
all right.
Anyway, that's Somali. Big old useless man. Let's talk about Japanese. Ooh, LDP money laundering.
Yeah. Okay. So
Woo. David, lead me on this one. Lead me on this one, my boy.
We'll end on the most serious stuff after because I think that's where to.
Yeah. Oh my god. So, wow, this is a big one actually. So while we were away, Japan's biggest LDP faction, that's the Liberal Democrat Party faction. Those are the ones who've basically been in power, I would say, in Japan for the last
30 years.
Like 30 years, 40 years now. It's been a long fucking time. Basically forever, yeah. Japan basically has a democratic dictatorship where...
Yes, a democratic dictatorship is like the perfect way to put it.
That's what it's called. But they've the LDP's base been in power for like forever. And since they've been in power for so long, they basically like control the system that they run. It's not a good system. I have many thoughts against it, but that's not really here nor there for this conversation. What happened recently was Japan's biggest LDP faction, so the party is now so big, there are factions within the party, allegedly pools secret funds. Big bribing scandal currently happening in Japan. David, want to take this one?
Sure. So, what's going on here, basically? In the party, you have something called fundraising party tickets. So lawmakers, factions, and political parties host fundraising events that you would get money, just like,
legal.
It
happens everywhere.
Completely legal.
Easy.
I am, again, asking for your support. Same fucking thing as Bernie Sanders. I'm once again asking
for your financials. I fucking love that view. It got me through so much.
For factions and large-scale parties, it's their main source of revenue, so they often attract like several thousand participants.
Yep.
And then you get like hundreds of millions of yen in ticket sales, basically.
Dude, wild sales.
So businesses might purchase dozens of tickets to become better acquainted with the lawmakers. So oh, I want to do this with my business. Can you jerry-rig the law so that I get, better stuff? It seems scummy. It is scummy, but that's just how it works.
It's, for those who know, it's called pay-to-play politics. Yep. It's done in America. It's done in the UK. Yep. It's done in Japan, of course, but the way it was done here is a little bit suspicioso.
Right. So, in 2022, Kishi's faction received 229.35 million yen in revenue,
God damn.
of which 80% was from fundraising parties. So 80%
Wow.
of their fundraising came from these ticket sales, basically.
Fucking hell,
So
dude.
similarly, the faction led by the former finance minister Taro Aso gained 286.58 million in revenue, of which 81% came from fundraising parties. So that's
money.
2 factions within the LDP. So this is the same party, just different factions within the same party have made a combined over, what is that? That's easily over 500 million yen,
Easy.
right? So under the political fund law, political groups need to report revenue that they make from such events. If any individual or company purchases more than 200,000 yen worth of tickets in a year. So as you can imagine, when 286 million and 229 million tickets worth of shit get sold, you're probably doing a lot of reporting.
Yeah, it's
where
a
the
lot.
minimum reporting number is
Yeah.
200,000.
Yeah.
So, as long as the flow of money is reported adequately, as stated in the law, there's nothing wrong with holding a fundraising party.
Yep. Always.
However, the underreporting allegation surfaced in late November when it was reported that 5 major LDP factions made a total of 40 million from ticket sales that were not reported under the law in the 4 years through 2021. So, the 5 factions were the Kishi's faction,
Of course they were.
who is the prime minister, Secretary General Toshihiro Nikai, the Aso faction, the faction of the LDP's Secretary General Toshimitsu Motegi, and the faction that was led by the late Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. So you'll hear a lot. They talk about the Abe faction.
Oh yeah, 'cause it was literally.
So somehow the ghost of Abe still
My man died, and he's
still around.
He's still getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Come on, Abe.
So,
Sort it out.
claiming there had been a mistake, each faction revised their political funds report.
Oh, you. Oh,
yeah, I bet you
So
did.
they were like, "Oh, here are the new books."
Right. So basically, long story short,
Little
what
shits.
happened was they went, here's the books we cooked, but we have the books where we didn't cook.
So funny.
So somewhere in a someone's safe somewhere,
Yeah.
is the books that are correct, where all the money is actually gone, and then the cooked books that they showed the government.
Oh my god.
So the situation changed on December 1st. So this has been happening basically the entire month. When the Asahi Shimbun reported that the Abe faction, the largest in the LDP, so again, like the largest faction, the dude is fucking dead and he still controls the largest faction.
Of course he does.
Which is fucking wild to me. Had made off the book income ticket sales worth 100 million. So think about that. Their reported numbers.
Wait. Yen?
Yes.
Fuck me. What? $600,000? $700,000?
Something like that.
Fuck
So
no.
But think about that. Their reported number was 229. But their off the book sales were another 100 million on top of that.
Jesus Christ.
So, faction members who sold more tickets than their allocated quota, so they had like an internal quota, were given surplus as kickbacks.
You fucking.
So basically, they're reporting, okay, we're making 250 million yen in ticket sales, but anyone who sold more than their quota
We'll just get the money.
would just pocket that money. So there.
This is like it's like textbook bribery. Oh, yo.
So-
Wait, how campaign funding mismanagement is a massive
In
crap.
faction-hosted parties, members normally receive a quota. The
is
quota
juicy.
differs depending on how high-ranking the lawmaker is in the faction. For example, the Nikai faction members would be given a quota of 50 tickets multiplied by the number of times a lawmaker had been elected.
Okay.
So if you've been elected a lot, you're very powerful. You need to sell more tickets to meet a quota.
And these guys were elected a lot.
The Nikai faction is among those suspected of underreporting income from ticket sales for fundraising parties and of rewarding lawmakers who sold excess tickets with the surplus cash. The Abe faction is also suspected of failing to report both the excess revenue and the expenditures of the lawmakers. In the case of the Nikai faction, the revenue was not reported, but the expenditure was reported as a donation.
You absolute shits.
So here's the interesting thing, though. Kickbacks themselves are not illegal
No.
as long as they're reported. correctly to the political funds report.
But I guess.
The political fund report aims to make the flow of money transparent so that it can be monitored. The current political fund scandal stems from the fact that the entire flow of money from the faction fundraising parties was not reported. So now they're kind of like they're doing this like backstepping and backpedaling and being like, oh, actually, but it was just a mistake. Like, here's the actual real thing.
Oh, sorry about that. We're just dumb and old. I'm sorry.
But then there's there's stuff like some of the LDP lawmakers are like, if the prosecutor, what do you say? If the prosecutor takes us to jail, it's treason against the government. It's like, no,
it's not.
that means the prosecutor is doing their job because you did illegal shit.
The reverse would technically be bad. This is fine. Treason, right. No treason. So fine.
Basically, the lax management of funds, as well as the number of years in which it appears to have happened, prompted Tokyo prosecutors to begin an investigation.
Good. Finally.
So on Wednesday, which is this would be December 7th. So the week of December 7th. On Wednesday, Kishida instructed the LDP to refrain from hosting fundraising events until the party clarifies its efforts to restore the public trust. So, just an update on the public trust. I think Kishida has a less than 10% approval rating.
Should we find out?
Can you imagine less than 10% of the entire population of a country thinks you are competent enough to be the leader of the country? Less than 10%. Even old people don't like this fucker. And they love the LDP.
Wow. Fuck me. July 31st, 2023, so mid-July, his approval rating was 40%. Okay? Then, November 27th, 2023, 30%. December 18th, 25%. And that's not Kishida. Kishida's rating was so low, they started to instead rate Kishida's cabinet and not Kishida. So
thing's in the toilet.
So Prime Minister Kishida got so low that in December the 18th, after the scandal broke, they rated his cabinet instead of Kishida and were publishing those numbers instead. But his cabinet's approval rating was still only 25%. The disapproval rating, 63%. 60. When over half the country is like, yeah, yuck, get out, you have fucked up, dude. When's the next election happening, bro? Like, this guy needs to go. Pretty quick here. Needs to go.
Some of the people that are pretty notable in here is a person named, where is he? Not Kishida. Mr. Ono. Yasutada Ono.
Yeah.
So Upper House member Yasutada Ono on Thursday became the second Liberal Democratic Party lawmaker to have his office searched by prosecutors. Long story short, Ono is suspected that 50 million yen of Ikeda's suspected 40 million yen in unreported income are particularly high figures amid the scandal. Kickbacks are legal, but only if reported correctly. So basically, it's just like, Jesus Christ. I don't understand this. Like, why didn't you just report it?
Just report it. You idiots.
Technically, it's not illegal, so just report it. But
it looks bad. That's why.
If you reported it, it looks bad. But you already look bad, so now just report it, right?
But it looks really bad, especially considering the last, 10, 15 years, there's been this massive thing where there's not enough pension to go around with the old people. So I think last year or the year before that, the Japanese government released a statement basically saying, hey, if you're like 30, 20, if you're like 20s to like 30s, maybe start doing your own pension saving. Maybe don't do the government one. But keep paying your government pension, please. But also, maybe also do your own pension because, we're not gonna have enough money for you. There's not gonna be enough money in our coffers to give you when you get to retirement age. Right. So make sure you have your own pension as well. So hearing that, and then seeing the news that's like, fucking Ono has stolen 50 million yen from the Japanese people. Like, it doesn't look good. Even if it's like just kickbacks, even if it's illegal, it still doesn't look good. And it's definitely numbers like that we reported on.
So here's the interesting thing is that Kishida required them to like start reporting their things. Yeah. There's 99 people that had to report. Of those 99 people, 81 didn't report. 81 out of 99 people.
81. You're fucked. Your government's done. You're done.
What are you doing?
You're done. If you play this right, if the opposition party also plays this right, we could finally see like the LDP out of power.
Maybe, possibly. It would
It's
definitely.
crazy.
I don't think that they would be out of powder because of Komeito being like allied with them. But they would definitely not be a majority government anymore.
No.
100%.
We could definitely see like a nice minority government lead, which bodes well for like the basic Japanese people living in like this weird dictatorship under the LDP. I mean, you gotta remember, a lot of the LDP's policies are like, how can we like keep the vote going? How can we like do more fiscal conservatism?
Yeah, how can we just keep collecting a paycheck? Like
In
literally,
a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
The LDP,
And how can we make that paycheck bigger? Because they've tried to do that as well.
despite the name,
Scumbags.
the LDP is a lot closer to the UK Conservative Party.
The conservative fuck you party.
Yeah, pretty much in the Americas and also in the UK. Because of this, like I think they're very out of step to what like the actual people want. For example, there's a really interesting thing I read here. It basically says so you know the political fund control law basically shows like how, as you were saying,
Right, you got to report whatever you got in and took out and whatever.
so after this entire story broke, they made a massive survey basically asking the people like, hey, do you think we should reform the political control laws? Do you think it needs to be revised? And 88% of the people that replied said, yeah, revise the law. What the fuck? Only 7% of people said, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
And all 7% of those people are in the LDP.
Oh, they're all in the LDP. They're all politicians. You got Keisha like, nah, it's fine. I think it's fine. It's great.
It's great.
Nah, it's
I
great.
love it.
Looks fucking brilliant to me. You got to remember as well, like a lot of these.
Might change a good thing.
Yeah, it's great. Everyone's having a good time, right?
It's not broke, don't fix it.
That's Japan. Japan has two ancient sayings that are etched into the country, under the base of the country. If you pick up Japan and you flip it over, you'll see these two things written in the country. One, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And two, nothing changes until somebody dies. That is like written on the base of Japan.
Yep.
Because you'll find that like,
And I mean, that is boding true because Abe died and things are starting to change.
things are starting to change. I think we need one more death, and maybe some more things will change in the Japanese political space. But like, wow, it's not looking good basically. So when it comes to like respondents for surveys and stuff, thinking about it from like my Japanese politics background, a lot of these surveys they try to get like a nice like good smorgasbord of people to answer them from all ages and stuff, but a lot of times they can't, and a lot of the results are sometimes skewed towards like the government's favor,
right?
In which they go to the countryside and they'll ask like old people, they'll ask like some people in Tokyo, but generally the results can always be skewed one way or another. Isn't this? Respondents were asked to select one reason as to why they did not support the Kishida cabinet. Responses include they cannot expect as much from Kishida's politics, 35%. Kishida does not have proper leadership, 19%. They lack trust in the prime minister, 18%. These are like surveys that want to, what's the word? Then they're not trying to show like, what's the word? They're not trying to show, look, people don't trust the government.
Right.
They're trying to ask a question in a way to say, oh, why don't you trust the government? If you don't trust them, why don't you trust them? You know, give us your responses. You know, let us sort of figure out, you know,
where are we at?
How can we fix this? Where are we going from here? What are we? And the responses are like, we don't trust you. We don't like your policies. You're not a good leader. We don't trust the prime minister.
Basically useless.
How wild is that? The question is even reaching as well. The question isn't like yes or no. Yeah, I feel it.
Right.
They've given.
The question isn't do you trust the leadership of Kishida? It's like what's wrong?
What's wrong?
What's wrong with him? Shit.
They literally regarding about how long they want Kishida to remain as prime minister, 52% said,
"Get him the
bro
fuck out."
Until when Kishida's term as LDPD president expires in September. So
that ain't that long.
ASAP. 36% said they want the prime minister to be replaced immediately.
That's
now.
That's high.
That's
36
high.
It's not like 36% is like, oh, we'll wait till the next election then vote him out. They're like, no, we want him gone now.
As we said, Japan's a country. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this thing is breaking, ain't broken, but it's breaking. And even then, only slightly higher than half was like, stay to September, but then fuck off. You know, because they don't want the constant change of leaders again. We've had like 27 leaders in the last 3 weeks. It's too many.
How many leaders have we had in the past 2 years?
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
3?
Like 3 or 4.
3. Yeah.
It's too many leaders.
3 or 4. Yeah.
It's jarring.
We had
stress-
Suga. We have Kishida.
Suga was good.
Who was before Suga?
I forgot. Was it Abe again?
Abe was before that.
Who was the fun one? There's one more. Yeah, it was Abe, then someone else, then Suga.
Then Suga, then Kishida.
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring. Oh, so 52% said let him finish out his term, then fuck off. 36% said fuck off right now. And 9% said they want Kishida to stay as long as possible. 9%.
That's too fucking high.
That's too fucking high if you ask me.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember, 7% also said they don't think it's necessary to revise the Political Fund Control Law.
Okay, so all the same people voted these.
It's all the same people.
Yeah,
it's all the same people being like, oh, actually, I think that I think it's perfect. He's doing a great job. It's like, Kishida, take off that moustache and get out of the room. You can't vote twice. Get out of there, Kishida. Fucking idiots. Support rates for the political party remains largely unchanged, which is wild to me. The LDP stayed at 28%, unchanged from previous surveys, which had them marked for the first time below 30%.
I mean, 28% is not good.
20% is dog shit.
That's pretty
It's
fucking bad.
This is your leading party.
Right.
This is the party that's ruled for the last 30 years. 28% people were like, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're not bad. It's better than the Conservative Party, but still, like,
Right.
oh, you fucking dog shit.
Yeah, I think who was it that mentioned it to me? I think someone mentioned it in the Discord. I think Genki said it. He's like, the problem is that outside of the LDP and Komeito and like maybe one other party, it's just there are so many individual person like type
Leaders, parties, yeah.
that it's impossible for any of them to ever actually make any sea change because they don't have a rallying amount of people who are going to vote for them, right? Like when you see, John Tanaka out there and he's like he's for the happy-go-lucky Tanaka party, right? Like, but he's the only member.
Yep.
It's like, well, what's he going to do, right? Like he is a singular vote, whereas like the LDP is like
a massive block of
massive
It's
block
huge.
of people in the diet, right?
It's fucking huge, yeah. You'd need a massive kind of like Japanese political like takeover. You need a big sort of a rejigging of the entire system to get like another party in power at this stage, basically. And I think I said this a while ago. I've said it multiple times on the podcast as well. I think this new generation is becoming more politically active, or at least like politically interested, because I think when I was a student, I remember like asking people about politics and them being like, neither here nor there. And now there's like more of an open discussion about, oh my god, Kishida's cabinets being massive dickheads, or like, how do we stop like these guys stealing my pension? Oh yeah, they're fucking. I think that's what it is. You can only fuck someone over so many times before they go, hey, hold on a minute,
Stop that.
stop it. Even recently, Kichi Joji was having their mayoral elections. So you have a bunch of dickheads outside the big shopping center being like, vote for me because I've been doing this job for 20 years. No, there's this one guy and he's like, vote for me because I've been doing this job for 20 years. I'm the current mayor. And I'm like, can you fuck off? I'm trying to get to the bus station, you dickhead.
Right.
But he's like, I'm the mayor of
And
Kishoji.
nothing's improved in 20 years.
Nope.
So
Look at that. We got a new Christmas display. That was all me. Mayor John Tanaka. Name so good, you said it twice.
Right.
Awesome bullshit. But then, what really got me was, I left. John Tanaka was like doing a little speech. I went shopping. I came back, and there was someone else giving a speech, and I stopped to listen. I've never, in Japan, stopped to listen to someone giving a speech because one, I don't give a shit, and two, I'm a busy man. I got places to go, Tanaka. I'm sorry. And the only reason I stopped was because she looked young, and I was like, oh, this one looks young. She was 26 years old. 26,
Young people getting into politics.
26 years old, up on her soapbox, talking about, listen, I'm the new face in politics. Vote for me to be the mayor of Kichijoji. You know what I'll do? I'm going to solve this shit. I'm going to beat up.
Do something about the problem.
Yeah.
Instead of just sit on my hands.
Yeah. I'm going to actually do something. Anything. Because all John Tanaka's been doing is fucking trying to double, triple barrel his name, the little shithead. I'll do something about this. It was a good speech. Like, I listened for a bit. She was like, bro, she's like, all these rats, we'll do of them. All these Fuzoku bars, we'll fucking crush them. They're in the way. Like, and I was like, you know what? She's got a good point there. She's got a good point. She's like, let's bring back the Matsuris. And I was like, you got my vote.
There you go.
Boy.
This reminds me of like, I went to Ueno. I think it was before Corona.
Nice.
But I remember going to Ueno, and they had like the same type of thing like outside the station.
Always.
And there's like very clearly like a Komeito or like LDP guy. I don't remember what he was. But he's just shouting about like, you know, like, oh, Japan needs to do this, Japan needs to do that. And this young guy, he's like maybe 26, like 30, like in that range, right? And the guy's like shouting in his microphone off of the top of a fucking car. And the young guy just yells at him, "Shut up, you old fuck!" like in Japanese, and just walks away. And then the old guy with this fucking thing, hey, come back here!
Come back here!
He's yelling.
I'm gonna be. And he's like, yo, no temperament. You can't be a fucking
Shut
good
up, you
leader.
old fuck.
No, I agree though. Fucking shut the fuck up. What the fuck?
Yeah.
There's always like, I think I really stunned someone into silence one time. I was walking to the station and I got stopped by this woman. She's like, running in the elections. Vote for me. She hands me like a little tissue thing for like elections. And I'm like, I can't vote. I'm a foreigner. You gonna change that? You just look at me and I'm like, there we go. I just hand her back her tissues, just keep walking to the station. I'm like, don't talk to me. Because like, I get it. You're like, every vote counts. And I don't know if
Except for yours.
Except for
You can't
yours.
vote.
You're a fucking foreigner. No votes for you. You're paying taxes. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yum, 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 yum.
I think if you pay taxes for an
vote.
extended period of time in your area, you should at least get a local vote.
Bro, give me a local vote. Like, the fuck?
Why can't I?
I don't care about the national election. I can't change that if I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
But give me a local vote. Like, come
I
on.
should be able to at least vote for the mayor of the area I live in.
Bro, I'm paying taxes.
If I am a registered resident of that city, I should be able to vote for whoever runs the fucking city.
Dude. Or I want a tax break. Simple as that. I'll pay 50% tax and you can take my right to vote, or I'll pay full tax and I can vote. Because I have some ideas and I would like to vote.
Let me run for office. Yeah, I mean, you can run for office. You can.
I'm
There's
for office. There's a Brazilian guy who does it, right?
Yeah, there's a Brazilian guy. There's
yeah.
another there's a white guy, and he's the like fucking mayor of Kyoto or something. Like he's like the mayor of somewhere.
Cool as shit, dude.
Over in Kansai. I don't remember specifically where it is, but yeah, he's he's just some dude who immigrated here, and he's just the mayor of the fucking city.
I think I'll do that. I think I'm gonna move to like a really small city. Just be the mayor.
There you go.
It'd be cool. I'll slowly work up my way up the ranks, because you can't be like prime minister.
Yeah, no.
But I can maybe get into the diet. That'd be cool.
I don't know how it works. There's got to be some kind of like.
I know how it works, but I don't know how it works if you're an international person living here.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I'll see how far I can get.
I
like,
doubt
up
there's
the
a
diet.
path that way. Like I'm sure somewhere they just cock block you and be like,
Nah. Stop. Cut him at the knees. Cut him at the knees. Stop him right there. I mean, I think I could probably end up beating anyone I'm running against.
I mean, I think at this point anyone can beat Kishida.
Bro, give me a little bit of money, like a little bit of capital to like run a campaign.
I mean, there's some fucking towns in Japan that their like mayor is a fucking dog.
Yeah. Bro, imagine the dog can vote and I can't. That fucking sucks, bro.
The dog can run for office and we can't.
Bro,
think about that for a second. A dog can run for office and you can't.
Bro, that feeling when you have less rights than a fucking dog. Politically, to be fair. But like still, that's fucking painful. I mean, to be fair, yeah, some cats are like station masters. I can't be a fucking station master.
Nope.
Fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I'm gonna get PR. Then I'm gonna become the fucking mayor of a tiny town. I'm gonna change the name of the town first things first.
Okay.
It's gonna be called Jordan, but the kanji's gonna be written as Jordan, like a joke.
Yeah.
And people are gonna come and be like, wow, can't wait to visit the town of Jordan, where everyone's entertaining, but everyone's like really serious. And that's the joke. There's no laughing in my town. If you laugh, it's like a $20 fine. How dare you laugh in my town?
You tell a joke.
Oh, yeah.
You fine.
And everyone looks really stern face. Second they laugh, you go, that's a fine. That's a paddling.
That's a paddling.
That's a paddling. Hit right down. Fuck me, dude. Nah, I legitimately think eventually I'll probably end up running for office. I think it's fun. I like politics. I'll jump into it.
fit your background, right?
It does. I can be like, look, I have the knowledge, I have the skills. Really deep for a second. Last point on this entire thing. We've got a little off the rails here, but that's okay. If I ran against someone, because a lot of Japanese politics is about like impact. It's about like how much can you stand out in this crowd of like 20 people doing like the whole political spiel thing. That's all it's about. It's about, ooh, can I trust this person? Because like from the little billboard thing, you don't know their policies. People are voting depending on what party you're from, or like how much of an impact you have.
This guy looks like Rengoku. I'll vote
Literally,
for that, man.
fucking cool. Wow, what an interesting guy.
Yeah.
Well, this guy said he can do the splits. That's pretty impressive. I'll vote for him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like
a lot of like those local ones feel like a glorified like popularity.
it's a popularity contest, which is why I will win easily. Imagine it. It's you gotta vote. It's me, the cool foreigner who speaks Japanese, and everyone knows because my impact is massive. So I know that guy. He shops at the local fucking buy and bounce.
Can I make your campaign poster?
100%.
Can I do it as like it's like a parody of the Pool's Closed, where it's you in a suit and just crossed arms.
Yes. Japan's closed. Japan's closed. I fucking love that meme. Yeah, can we
Goku now?
fucking we Son Goku now. Japan's closed, boys. That'd be cool. But I genuinely think I go in because it'll be like, I know that guy. He eats at the local sushi place. So I know that dude. He helped me with my bags at one time, and I'd win.
I mean, as a person who would be like the most kind of in tune with the garbage that goes on at the bottom rung of whatever, right?
Yep.
You'd be like, okay, this kind of shit needs to get fixed.
Oh, but guys, I live here. Like, look, that bike thing's been broken for like 3 months now. I'll get that fixed. My opponent will be like, I was going to do that. Like, you had the power. You didn't do it. It's been 3 months, you fucking idiot. What have you been doing for 3 months? Oh, I was campaigning. Yeah, so was I. I was working 3 jobs. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. I'd win. And if he's like, oh, but I think that... I'll be like, you know what? Cool. We'll do the YouTuber boxing tournament thing. Where we fight over who gets to be the next mayor. Fucking child. Anyway, yeah, that's a... LDP are going down. Their popularity rate is fucking plummeting, and I'm hoping for a new government in the next year. This year. We good.
It definitely would redeem this year.
It would be. We'll keep you updated on this story because I find it very entertaining. So when updates come in, I'll let you know about how Kishida's government is slowly sinking into shit. Now for
do you think you'll last till September?
I hope not. I hope he falls down. You know, what's that station? Is it Ueno? Has a really long flight of stairs? Which one is it? Is it Kawasaki? Has a really long flight of stairs?
Kawasaki has a pretty big...
We'll use Kawasaki. I hope he falls down.
The stairs of Kawasaki. It does actually have a really big staircase.
It does. It's massive.
Shinjuku on the one side does.
Oh.
The new woman side.
Oh, in that case,
Shinjuku.
He can choose. He can choose if it's Shinjuku or Kawasaki. And I hope he falls down one of those staircases and all his cabinet sees him. They go, lame. Yuck, lame. All right, fucking Jimmy left foot, fucking idiot. And then they'll stop voting on his policies.
Jimmy left foot.
He's only got left feet. All right, boys, let's talk about some sad stuff. Last 2 stories, boys. Pretty sad stuff happening in the beginning of the new year for Japan.
I mean, you couldn't get a worse start to a year, I don't think.
It was a 1-2 punch for Japan. It was really sad. So, like, everyone was celebrating the first day of the month, 2024, doing Hatsumode, ringing in the new year, and a 7.4 earthquake hits the... it's like kind of Noto Peninsula. Yeah, the Noto Peninsula in Kanagawa.
In Ishikawa.
Dude, it's awful. Terrible.
It was weird too because I was in Hyogo at the time.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there because we were eating like osechi, New Year's dinner or whatever. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, I can feel us like swing, and I'm like, there's always. Whenever there's an earthquake, there's always this thing in my mind. I'm like, did I just like get dizzy all? Did I have like, a head thing? Like, am I like swaying, or was there an actual earthquake? And then I was like, no, I think it's an actual earthquake. And then I looked at like my cup on the table, and I could see it.
The water's like
doing this a little bit. I'm like, no, it has to be an earthquake. Yeah. So Chiro's mom turned on the TV, and it's like there is a giant earthquake in Ishikawa, like huge.
I think people don't understand how fucking big this earthquake was. The epicenter was like the Noto Peninsula. If you don't know where it is, give it a little Google. Very easy to find.
I'll show you.
Yeah,
I'll bring
thanks,
it up.
boss.
If you're watching.
If you're watching, you can see it. So the epicenter was the Noto Peninsula. So it's way south. Never eat. Yeah.
I'll
West.
bring it up on Google
Sorry,
Maps here.
way west of Japan. And the earthquake was so massive, the entirety of Japan was shaking more or less. Like, we felt it in Tokyo. My friends down in Yokohama were like, we got an earthquake. People all the way down in Hyogo. David's down like the other half of Japan. And it was felt down there. That's how massive this fucking
So
earthquake
you
was.
can see, so it
Awful.
happened here on the Noto Peninsula, actually,
There it
like kind of right
there on the
right
tip.
here.
Yep.
And I felt it down here in
Mhm.
Himeji. Like, that's a long distance. That's almost, it's even farther to Tokyo and Yokohama, right?
It is. Yep.
But even there, it was still a 3.
Insane. I think it was like a 5 where we were in Tokyo. And you could feel it as well. Like the whole house was like wobbling. It was it was a very weird situation to be in. Did not enjoy it at all. But sad to say, 48 people ended up dying.
It's more than that now.
Is it more now?
According to this posted at,
Oh, no.
what is that, 5 p.m. today, January 3rd, death toll rises to 64.
Oh, fuck off.
And that's just the people that they've found.
I do think with these stories, especially the earthquake, it's going to be like a week of that death toll just rising, like every day, honestly. I think the scariest thing about it was that it was very eerily similar to the Fukushima earthquake and later on tsunami warnings. So after the earthquake did strike, people were like, oh my God, don't let there be tsunami warning as well. Then instantly it was like, tsunami might hit
There's
as
going
well.
to be tsunami. Get the fuck
You get the fuck out of there. Luckily, this from the Fukushima disaster, 2018? When was Fukushima? 16? 311, my bad. So I'm thinking something different. My bad. Sorry. Yeah. Since that happened, Japan decided to. I think Japan went on a very high alert when it comes to like earthquake, tsunamis. So seawalls were improved. Anywhere that's like a hotspot for like earthquakes, tsunamis got like more updated training, more updated like evacuation schedules, how to evacuate, when to evacuate. So
even the reporting too,
Yes.
because when that first
Earthquake hit.
happened in 311, it was like, there's a tsunami
Yes.
coming, you should move to
Yes.
higher ground.
Yep.
But like the severity of the tsunami was very much understated. And then when it hit, people were like, oh
shit,
it's
yeah.
way fucking worse. So this time when they're like, tsunami is coming,
get the fuck out of there. Yeah.
the announcer's like, you need to run and leave now.
The news had things like, it was like, get off. I was like,
Yeah.
run. Don't walk, don't jog. Fucking sprint out of there. I think the problem was, back in like when the Fukushima disaster happened, they didn't want to raise too much panic, I would say. If everyone's panicking once, it's going to be more problem, more trauma. But the one happens, there are videos you can watch of like people just like watching the tsunami coming. Have you seen those videos? Fucking crazy. Like people like on hills and the tsunami is like
destroying houses.
Yeah,
and
but
it's like
it's coming up and they're like
not moving.
No, they're watching it come in. They're like watching it. Ooh, it's coming. Run. I think that was a problem. Like the people weren't active enough during this during the disaster, and it's very much changed over the last like 10 years. There's been a shift of when shit happens, we start moving. So the second the earthquake hit, there are a lot of videos of people just like instantly sprinting outside. There's a video that was like being shared around of a Japanese streamer living in the Noto Peninsula. And the earthquake hit. She's like live on like Twitch, and she's like, "Oh, it's an earthquake. I'm going outside. Bye." And just boom, she's outside.
Yeah.
She's like, "Guys, I gotta go. It's an earthquake. Bye." And she darts outside.
Because I think it specifically, because it'll usually typically
It'll say,
it'll say what the intensity is.
Yeah.
And if I look at my phone and it goes, it's an intensity 7.
Bye.
I'm like,
Bye.
nothing
We're done.
matters at that
No,
point.
we're done.
I'm like, bye.
She darts outside, comes back after shaking stops, grabs like her like whatever she's streaming on, then takes outside and she's like, "Yeah, there's been an earthquake. We're out. We're leaving the house. We're like going to higher ground. I'll be back when I'm back." Basically, you know what I mean? And I think it was because we acted so quickly. There was like less injuries.
I think there's a couple factors that played into this one. Is timing was another one.
Yes.
Because no one was at work.
Yep.
And I would imagine that most people are probably with their family. They're at home. They're watching Kohaku or whatever, right? They have the TV on. So when it suddenly goes, there's an earthquake coming. It's huge, and there's going to be a tsunami. They're in their house. They're immediately notified.
True.
And they're just like, oh, okay, get out, right? It wasn't a situation like in Fukushima where it was like, oh, there's an earthquake. The earthquake stops. There's a tsunami coming, and people are just kind of like, oh, okay.
I'll go home first. I'll grab
some stuff and then leave, right? It's like, no, like
go now.
It's huge, right?
Yeah.
Like go now. So the lucky thing is that this tsunami was not nearly as big, like because of the improvements that they had made to like seawalls and stuff. It dissipated most of it. Like some got into Ishikawa City,
Of course,
but I mean, compared to where it,
could have gone.
Fukushima one where it wiped out
Everything,
entire like cities and towns and stuff, right? This was by comparison way less
damaging,
way less damage. But the problem was is that when this hit, this was around like what time was that? It was like 6 p.m.
It was. Oh my god, I forgot now.
It was like 5
it was
to
like
6?
5. It was still bright outside, so maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like 4 or 5. But the problem was is that the earthquake was so powerful. So if you
strong,
if you don't know anything about earthquakes, right? There's kind of like 2 types of earthquakes.
Yeah.
There's up and down, and then there's side to side. This one was very much side to side, and what happens is that when that happens, it turns the soil because it is shaking so rapidly.
It's a jelly, into a liquid.
It turns into a liquid, and what happens is that stuff just collapses because it doesn't have a base. It's like, have you ever seen people do like a science experiment where they're like standing on sand?
Oh yeah.
And they shoot the air up through the sand, and it literally just becomes like water, and they sink, and then they turn it off, and they're stuck.
Yep.
That's exactly what happens in an earthquake.
And also, what built that was like it was a very shallow earthquake.
Right.
Like it wasn't that deep, so it felt more intense as well. There were a lot of like videos and like people coming out saying like they thought it was like their first big earthquake that they'd experienced. Japanese people like, and they were like, I thought I could just run, and you can't. They were like,
cannot.
It was like I can't move. They were like, I couldn't get any like traction on my feet to get out of the house. They're like, I underestimated how fast I would be able to move in an earthquake. You can't. Which is why they say like have an earthquake bag ready, because if it hits, you do not have time to be like, I'll go to the kitchen.
Like there is a early warning system. That early warning is like,
bro,
10 to 15 seconds.
If that. It's like it hits and then it hits.
Yeah.
Like you'll be like, hey, an earthquake's coming. It doesn't mean like, hey, it's
Take
like
time. It's
you
here
gotta,
in a minute.
You got like 3 minutes. Sorry, you like a couple seconds.
Yeah, it's
10 seconds max.
It's 10 to 15 seconds, I think.
Max.
Sometimes not even that. It'll be like, there's an earthquake, and it's like,
yeah, I know.
Okay,
I know it's an earthquake. I'm currently feeling it. Relax. Yeah.
But I think the biggest problem, and I think what ended up happening where most people died, is that it knocked down live power lines, and a lot of the Noto Peninsula is it's old, right?
Yeah.
Like it's old parts of Japan. Japan does not like replacing fucking anything. So many of those houses are just made of wood, and what end up happening is that live power lines or gas, like someone's cooking on a gas coma, all of a sudden you have
a fireball.
A fireball. That house is on fire. That house catches the next house on fire, and it's just destroyed. Because you look at pictures of it, because it was doubly bad because the houses started on fire, and it was getting dark, and there was a tsunami possibly coming in.
So no, I'm just gonna get there. No fire brigade.
The roads destroyed.
Fucked.
You can't send in helicopters because if you send in helicopters, you can't hear anyone shouting for help. Rubble.
Yep.
You can't you can't get the what is it, Shobosho, like the fire trucks and firefighting stuff in because they need a road to get there. So you can't fight the fires. So the fires just burn.
Yep.
So anyone trapped under a house is now trapped under a house on fire. There's not much you can do, and especially when it suddenly becomes nighttime,
you're done.
What are you gonna do?
There was some pretty like intense videos as well of this pretty well of like that.
Yeah,
like
a 7-story building, just
literally just not like collapsing in on itself,
literally just
falling over like a toy, like how you'd push over a toy building.
Yep.
Seemingly intact, just falling over. It's insane. Like a lot of towns were also like really affected by the earthquake. Like Wajima City, completely fucked. 25 buildings completely collapsed. Tons of houses. Like the city at the epicenter of the earthquake, they said like 90% of the homes are like destroyed, just because of the earthquake, like alone basically. Suzu City, Nishikawa Prefecture, 53 houses just completely collapsed. Like schools done. Boats been capsized because obviously tsunami. Tons of like SOS warnings.
Or they're pushed onto the land.
Yep. Absolutely insane. They said about 50 reports of people trapped in collapsed buildings and houses. You remember, like, these are like reports of people being able to like call in to be like, hey, I'm trapped under a building at this location.
Right. Yes.
I've
seen that some people on Twitter were they literally would go on like Google Maps.
Yep.
And be like, my location is here.
I'm trapped
under a building.
Yes.
And they would
tweet it. Yeah.
They would hashtag whatever the rescue services and be like, I'm here. Come help me.
Come help me. Yeah. Because you couldn't do anything else basically. Like you're completely fucked. Like what else are you gonna do basically? Like it was absolutely insane. There's a lot of I think the entire side of a mountain collapsed because of the earthquake.
Yes, there's also there's like a very famous landmark in the Noto Peninsula that's like out in the ocean, and it was so big that it like literally collapsed down on itself.
Yep.
It's like significantly shorter now.
It's awful, dude. Honestly, there is. I think it's gonna be a long time. I would say at least half a year for the city actually like.
I would say it's probably going to be at least half a year before they even.
Because the cleanup's gonna happen first.
Get like half the houses gone.
Oh yeah, you've got to do
half
cleanup.
The city's like destroyed.
It's gonna be absolutely insane. Like legitimately, they said there was like over 500 to 1,000 people trapped at like Noto Airport waiting for like.
And the thing is too with something like this is that it could continue.
Afterquake, yeah. There could be afterquakes.
It was, I think, like, what is it? There's like you can see how many quakes there were in like the area and like the significance. There's something like 30 or 40 quakes like within a span of like
seriously, fuck, dude.
Half the day. It just kept just kept
constant.
Going. There's the big one, and it would be fine.
And then
another 5, and then it would be fine. And then another 5, and then it'd be fine, right? Like
Jesus Christ, dude. Honestly, fucking terrifying. Absolutely fucking terrifying, legitimately. It was bad. Wasn't a.
No, especially to start like
the new year,
like day one.
It's day one. It was literally day one. I think that's the only update for the story, basically. Go on.
If I can find, I haven't seen because I've been looking. If I find, because I know if you live in Japan, you can like donate stuff, money, whatever. But I haven't seen anything about donating from abroad yet, like where you can. If you have the money, if you want to help people out, I will. When I find it, I'll make a note about it. I'll put it in the Discord. I'll attach it to this episode, and go ahead, donate, help some people. When I know that it's possible, I'll put it on there.
Exactly. I think I have the Japan donate link is usually tagged to any story about the earthquake. So if you do actually read a story about it, there should be a donation link there. A lot of them are only sort of from inside of Japan, but as we said, if we find the international link one as well, we'll post that too, so you guys can donate there. Oof. Last heavy story of the day, my boy.
Yes.
Sadly, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I don't have a thing up on it right now.
Do you want the? I have the I have the link from 4 hours ago.
Okay.
Shall I read it? I got it basically.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So for those who don't know, Japan suffered a very disastrous 1-2 punch in regards to disasters happening the first 2 days of the year. Second one was Air Controller Coast Guard Captain gives different accounts of the Haneda crash, was the current headline on the NHK World News. What basically happened was a Japanese, the Japan Airlines Airbus A305 collided with the Coast Guard aircraft around 6 p.m. on Tuesday, so yesterday. Both planes caught fire. The JAL flight 516 was landing from New Chitose Airport in the one previously of Hokkaido, and the Coast Guard aircraft was preparing to fly to Niigata to actually help in the Noto Peninsula.
Is the delivering like supplies and food and stuff like that.
Ridiculous. Like, what absolute terrible timing. So the NHK has learned of this. Apparently, there were some discrepancies to the story. So there are apparently discrepancies between the accounts given by the air traffic controller and the captain of the Japan Coast Guard in relation to the collision at Haneda Airport on Tuesday. For those who don't know, just before we jump into the story, the Airbus did catch on fire. Luckily, all the passengers. How wild is that? The passengers, all the air staff got out safely.
Pilot, everyone, yeah.
Crazy.
So all 367 passengers and 12 crew, so like almost 400 people got out of the plane before it basically exploded into flames.
Yeah.
Like, there's a picture of it now.
Horrible,
it is
honestly.
Literally just a completely black husk.
It's horrendous. There are photos of, like, if you go into a Twitter, there were photos and videos of people from like inside the plane, like taking videos and photos of like the plane basically like filling with smoke, and people like panicking trying to get off the plane. But 5 of the 6 people aboard the Coast Guard plane were actually sadly killed. Only the captain survived, who is pretty seriously injured.
Yes, you can see they have what happened here. I'll bring it up on the screen.
Yep.
But what happened is the Coast Guard plane was, I guess, taxiing on the runway.
Yes.
To go take off.
Yes.
And it collided with the plane, and you'll see when I flip it here.
As the plane was landing, basically. Yeah.
How the planes collided.
Awful.
And why the captain survived and all
the crew didn't.
The crew did not, and you can see it in the picture here because the way that the plane came down, the cockpit of the plane is basically underneath
the
JAL Airlines, and then
horrible.
The engine hit the whole back half of the aircraft where everyone else would have been seated.
Dude, honestly, fucking terrible. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, pretty awful. There were a lot of conflicting stories about like what actually happened, which plane hit which plane. There wasn't much coming out yesterday, but apparently today it says that a transport ministry source said the air traffic controller cleared the Japan Airlines plane to land on runway C and instructed the Coast Guard aircraft to stay short of it. But the source from the Coast Guard said its pilot had received the green light to take off on runway C. So there's conflicting stories there about who's at fault, in a sense. The Japan Transportation Safety Board began a full-scale investigation Wednesday. Official plans to interview the captains of both planes are underway. As I said before, 5 of the 6 people aboard the Coast Guard's plane were killed. The captain survived serious injuries. All 379 JAL passengers and crew members escaped via evacuation slides. 14 of them have seen doctors for bruises or other conditions. It's pretty fucked. Since this literally happened yesterday, it doesn't seem like there's much for an update. There's the only other thing we have is there's the black box of the Japan Coast Guard plane was recovered.
Okay.
Very short. Sorry, I'll give that update as well. Very short. An investigator with the Japan Transport Safety Board says officials have recovered the black box of the Japan Coast Guard's plane that collided on Tuesday with the Japan Airlines craft at Haneda Airport. Fujiwara Takuya told reporters that on Wednesday, the investigators had examined the fuselages of both aircrafts and their scattered debris. He said they will now attempt to retrieve data from the recovered devices. The black box of JAL's plane has reportedly yet to be found. Fujiwara also said investigations have found signs of impact on the fuselages of each aircraft. He said officials have yet to confirm whether this is due to the 2 planes colliding or not. He said the investigators will continue the wreckage until afternoon on Wednesday. So basically, nothing's really concrete yet.
Right, as to what the plane was doing on the runway, or why the other one was cleared to land when it was very clear that wasn't the case.
We have the black box from the Coast Guard's airplane.
But I mean, I don't think that'll tell you that much, really.
It will probably only tell you who was at fault in regards
right.
to
Who made the move to the position at what time
Yep.
and when they were given what information.
I think it
right?
also the black box also records what's happening, what's been said inside of the cockpit as well.
Right.
So it should be able to tell us kind of, did the Coast Guard sort of jump the gun, try to leave a bit too early, or was it the fault of whoever's at the tower base telling them
Right.
to sort of go ahead and sort of take off ahead of time? Either way, someone's gonna get the biggest fucking slap on the wrist about this.
Yep.
This is pretty serious.
Yep. I mean, stuff like this rarely happens.
Oh yeah, very rarely.
Very, very rarely.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
like the last big plane crash was like the Malaysian flight.
Yep.
That went down, and that was like
That was a while ago.
years and years ago. And then before that, it was like one plane, like 5-10 years before that. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's uncommon when you think about how many planes fly from A to B across the planet every single day. The fact that this stuff happens even as much as it does is kind of amazing.
I think the Malaysian Air one was also a manufacturing error. I believe they created like some new system on the plane that if the system does a certain thing, then the pilot's supposed to do a certain thing, and the plane was like overcorrecting, and it caused like the crash, and it was like the manufacturer's fault because they didn't tell anyone they had got this.
They had
Yeah,
done this, yeah.
idiots. So I think in this situation also similar thing. I don't think it's a manufacturing error per se, but it's definitely a human error.
There's definitely a human error somewhere. Someone did something, or
Someone's fucked up. Yeah.
Someone overestimated where or when a plane was
Yes.
coming.
Yep.
Because the fact that like the plane, at least from that picture, looked like they were landing on top of each other.
Yes.
Had they been even just like a little bit farther back on that tarmac,
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't have hit. No, not at all.
it would have been fine. So it's a matter of like, did someone jump the gun and get on the tarmac
Too early, too late. Yeah.
and didn't realize the plane was gonna land on there, like it was gonna go over them and then hit the tarmac? Like who knows, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. It's gonna be interesting when they actually start to decipher the black box to see like who's at fault. I'm gonna assume probably by tomorrow we'll have more information about it.
Assuming they find it, but
Well, they found the Coast Guard one. They need the JAL one as well.
yeah,
basically.
I mean, the JAL one's gonna be in the wreckage, right? It'll just be a matter of
Good luck.
sifting through the wreckage. Well, the
Eventually.
wreckage is on land, right? Like
Oh, yeah, you'll be fine.
They
Oh, yeah.
found they found black boxes in the middle of the ocean.
Oh yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, we'll get this. I'm gonna say by the time we have our episode next week, there should be an update about what the fuck is going on, basically. Oh,
Yeah, not a good way to start the.
not a good way to start the year. Honestly, awful way to start the year. But hopefully that means it's all up from here. We'll come back to you with more updates when the updates come in about these stories as well.
So you were out this week. That's why we're recording this early.
Yep.
I mean, technically you'll be listening to this if you're listening to the audio version on the 6th.
Indeed.
You're gone.
I'm going to Hiroshima, boys.
We'll return back the week after, but
We will.
You won't notice the difference.
Exactly. I'll have stories and snacks about Hiroshima. I'm going to go see my very heavily pregnant friend down there. I think she's due in like 3 months. I know, right? Ridiculous. So, like, going to go there, say hi to some friends before the new year, give a whole Akio Medito thing that I'm meant to be doing. Because I know as soon as she gives birth, she's going to be really busy. But,
yeah.
yeah, it's going to be crazy. So I'm going to do a lot of that, and then I'll come back with Hiroshima stories. We're going to stay in Hiroshima City for a day, but then we're going to, like, Fukuyama.
Okay.
So that'll be really fun as well. We're going to hang out there, see some cool shit. I'll be back next week. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, we talked for like 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah, exactly. Boys, I'm going to lean back on my chair real quick. Guys, I'll see you next week. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. And I don't think I've said this yet, so Happy New Year, guys. Hope you have a great
Happy
year.
New Year.
Join
Hope
the
you had
disc.
a good,
Oh, yeah.
Christmas and stuff too.
100%. Join the Discord. Let us know what you guys are doing this year. If you guys are coming to Japan, let us know. We're always willing for a hangout if you're here. We got a couple guys coming this year.
Yeah.
This week. Next week?
I won't say because
Good point.
I don't want to
Good
get
point.
them in trouble.
Good point.
If they're not going anywhere.
Good
But
point.
Yes.
Coming when they're coming. Yeah, should be fun. Anyway, guys, we'll see you next week. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe. Be good. See ya.